Yes, people, and welcome back to another edition of Rivals, but not any old edition. We're looking at the North London Derby. It's coming up as a special one. Arsenal, obviously, they're at top of the league. Liverpool, they've kind of bottled it still, I can't lie. And it's down to Man City and Spurs to kind of derail Arsenal's hopes in winning that league. So I'm going to bring my guests on straight away. I'm going to get straight into it. We've got no other than TJ. How you doing, my friend, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, my bro. How you been, man?
Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm
Depressing times, innit?
Back's a bit sore. Chest is a bit sore as well, a bit horsey. No, we move. Also on the channel, I've got Yomes. How you doing, my brother?
Yo, all good, brother. All good, man. You know how it is.
Yeah. Cool. I've got Chinks. How you doing, my bro? Can you hear me? You're on mute.
Big up, sorry, man.
Nah, it's cool, man.
Glad to be here. Big up, everyone, man. Happy to be here.
Big up yourself. And we also have Stefan.
Man, like.
Low. Wow.
The audacity.
Yikes.
The audacity of this guy.
Get preacher. You know what? I was meant to have another guest on there to make it more even. We've got 2 Arsenal, we got 2 Tottenham. I was going to bring another Tottenham man on, but it looks like he can't make it. So I might have to bring Preach on. I don't know. We might have to bring the Liverpool man to defend himself and let him know what he's saying for himself, what he's got to say for his team. But I'm going to go back and forth. We're obviously talking about the North London Derby. I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. But then I'm going to also talk about Man United. Obviously, they were in the cup. They exited the cup this weekend. They won, obviously, today 4-2. They turned it around. I also want to talk about the Merseyside derby as well. But let's just get into it, man. I'm going to start off with Yomes. Yomes is a neutral. So I want Yomes' opinion. You're going to be the referee for tonight. And North London derby, how do you see it going? How do you see the game going, bro?
If I'm honest, I think it depends on which Spurs turns up. I think Arsenal have obviously been the more consistent team over the course of the season. But it's a derby game and Spurs will want to win this one. And Spurs not only will want to win this one, Spurs need to win this one. Because if you don't win this one, then you can pretty much kiss that Champions League spot goodbye. So if Spurs turn up, I can see a draw or a little cheeky 2-1. But I'm expecting an Arsenal win. I'm expecting a comfortable Arsenal win if Spurs are not at their very best, and I mean the very best they've been all season. This is going to have to be their best game.
Chinks, what are your thoughts coming into this North London derby? Rivalry is massive at the moment. How do you see the game going?
We should win. Theoretically speaking, we should win. We've played better than you this season. I think our defense is better than your attack, and our attack is better than your defense. So that makes sense to me, if you know what I mean.
Right, you said, bro, I'm going to interrupt you. You said that with so much no chest, but you just articulately defeated.
He bamboozled me.
You were so logical in your explanation.
You know when a killer is calm, you gotta be worried, bro.
That door, like, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't even mean it like that. I just trying to be logical. You know what I mean?
And I was like, I just came in like, you might as well got your armchair like that, cross your legs, and a pipe, smoked it, had your gin and tonic. You know what I'm saying? Your Hennessy or something, and swallowed it in your mouth and spat it back out. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Funny, but like. But
all that being said, though, that doesn't guarantee nothing. Do you know what I mean? I'm always honest enough to admit that Liverpool should have won today. Do you know what I mean? Shit happens.
It's a derby. It's a derby. Anything can happen in a derby. Look at United, Liverpool. I was going into that with one eye closed. I said to my Liverpool fan bedroom that I'm only watching it for 15 minutes, and when we're 3-0 down, I'm turning off. So anything can happen in a derby, man. You just never know.
I hear that, man. TJ, what are you telling me, man? North London derby, shameless. People got their chest out. Lots of Spurs fans are saying, "Raw, we're gonna turn up." This man are saying anything can happen on the day. Like it's anyone's game. Energy's high. Liverpool's result. You just saw what's happened. How are you feeling going into this derby, bro?
Brother, I don't even know, man. Usually I'm a bit confident within the North London derby, bro. Brother, we're gonna get put in a spliff, innit? Big man thing, innit? Like I can't lie to you, innit? Yeah. It's a derby, so we should turn up. If we don't turn up, I said down, innit, you know, just forget this season, let's start over next year, innit? But we need to beat them. It's a must win. We have to beat them, you know. Like it's more important for us to beat them than really for them to look. To be fair, innit, yeah, they want the title bad, innit? But come on, it's gonna be typical Spurs to give it to them, innit? I can see it happening, innit? We're gonna bottle it.
You're at home, though, no?
Yeah,
You're at home. Don't that count for something?
You know,
I don't know, man. The way we've been playing at home, it don't matter, man. We're all over the gaff sometimes.
Big up, preach. After a loss, big up, man. Like preach. Yeah,
listen, I rate it, bro.
yeah. I rate it. Yeah.
Certain man, I'm not gonna say no names, is it? Listen did it after the L, but Preach is here. Like he said it with chest. There was a lot of talk on the WhatsApp. I can't lie.
Give me 1 second. Let me get some headphones. Hold on.
Yeah. Cool. All right, I want to go straight on to Steph. Oh no, not Steph. Sorry. You will never walk alone, FC.
This guy.
I couldn't resist. Big Preach was so mouthy last week. I couldn't resist. Hey, I just first of all, I just want to start off. Big Preach, I'm so sorry. I know it's a real tough time at the moment. Jurgen Klopp is going away. The grass was really long. The wind was really strong. The scheduling was too tough on him. I'm really sorry. I want to apologize.
Chatting like you won something. You ain't won nothing.
Well, you're not winning the league.
Bruv, you
Well, you're
ran
not
away.
winning the
You
league.
didn't even apologize.
The show has
You
started.
didn't even apologize to FaZe yet. You're chatting to me. Apologize to your bridges first.
It's Big
Show
Preach. It's
respect to
okay.
your
I
club.
can feel your pain. I can feel your pain. It's
What
okay,
pain?
man.
Show respect to your club and apologize to FaZe first. Don't disrespect your own people. Don't
Should I
see, when you walk into your house, you wipe your own feet first. Respect your home and apologize to your people for running away when the gravy got lumpy and cold.
Yeah,
We don't like people.
I even told Ash.
Bruv,
I
when
even
the
told Ash
gravy-
I'm not gonna show up, man. Whether we won or lost, I told him at the start of the day that I wasn't gonna go.
Yeah. We've heard that one before.
Okay. Big Preach. I know we can change the
You can just call me
topic. Turn
Preach.
on the
You can just
fucking
call me
time
Preach.
machine.
You can just
and
call
go
me
back.
Preach. You can just call me
Okay.
Preach, bro. Just
Oh,
call me
sorry.
Preach.
Yeah,
Listen,
Preach.
just, all I'm saying is here.
Sorry, Preach.
Me and Klopp.
My bad.
Listen, we're gonna celebrate a trophy. Well done, innit? Klopp, well done. Klopp, well done. You had a good time. Time's over. We've got trophies in that era. You're not. That's it, innit? You've got.
Yeah,
trophies.
because Stefan, I swear Arsenal was gonna be the team to beat City in the Champions League.
Well, I got it wrong there. I was. We were.
Most of your things are wrong, bruv.
I disagree with that. I said
That's what we're saying.
Liverpool.
You're wrong.
No, okay. I thought Arsenal would make at least the semifinals of the actual Champions League. I was wrong. I admit it. You know, in terms of for Liverpool, I always said Liverpool. I didn't think they were good enough defensively to sustain a title challenge, and today was more proof of that. So for me,
That's
I'm
cool.
let's move on. Let's
History
move
says
on to the
what?
to the
Stefan,
bigger topic.
History
Yeah.
says it. Bayern's is aggregate. What? 23-5.
TJ,
Still.
I really wouldn't talk about aggregate. When the last time Spurs played Bayern, I think you lost 7-2 at home or something.
Brother,
Was it
listen,
7-2?
listen. We're not in the same gravy, innit? You know what I'm saying? And you're
I
big Arsenal,
wouldn't
innit?
talk about losing.
You're big Arsenal.
Hey, TJ, don't let talk that.
Hey, FaZe, you should,
Let that up. Don't have it, bro.
hey, FaZe, you should lock off this week, you know, FaZe.
Yeah, just let him have it.
Yeah, you need to lock off me, right, bro. Man. You know, man, then wants to brush Arsenal, but it's
I
because
know,
of you.
but you're
You know,
giving him a
bro.
block because of
Yeah,
me.
it's because of you,
I
fam.
appreciate that.
You already
I
know, bro.
appreciate that. I
He
appreciate
knows,
that.
bro. He knows me,
I
bro.
know.
It's because
I
of FaZe, bro.
appreciate it.
No,
Yeah,
let them.
It's him. It's because he talks respectfully, and I could chat with him for real. So I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna disrespect that part. You're lucky, you know, bro.
Disrespectfully?
You're lucky,
How do I
bro.
talk disrespectfully? Because
You know what?
you
No,
Klopp. Because
not-
you
right.
Klopp
Not
in
disrespectfully.
the.
If I say the correct words, not disrespectfully, but you're not acknowledging what Klopp's done.
Acknowledging
Where you
what?
talk.
No,
That's what acknowledging what. That's what I'm talking about.
no, in terms of you. No, in terms of we were in the WhatsApp group and you put Klopp on the same pedestal as Wenger and as
No,
No, that wasn't him. That was Jay.
Oh, that was Jay. My
I was
bad.
what I was trying to highlight with that is that Klopp's also influenced the Premiership. I grew up watching Wenger, innit? So I won't do that, bruv. You
It's
get
just
me?
the disrespect, innit? The way you was palming off Klopp, he's got to defend his guy, innit? That's all.
Bruv,
He's
Hey, what?
time.
Hold on, because I don't know what you man are talking about.
No,
What's happened?
you know, like how you have the
Tell me.
you're comparing you've been comparing Pep with Fergie, so we compared Klopp with Wenger, that kind of thing, and so people saying he's done better and who's done it, and they was doing it in 2 years and all that stuff there, innit?
But hold on, if you're asking me if I'm building a team today, and would I prefer Wenger or Klopp? I understand the argument for Wenger, but I'm going Klopp personally. I understand the argument for Wenger.
That's a very difficult debate because they're from different eras. Because if you compare Wenger's first 10 years, Yoms, apart from a European, like he got to the Champions League, he didn't win it, but he won more Premier League titles, he won more FA Cups, he won a league title Invincible. If you compare Wenger's first 10 years to Klopp's, it's really close. So I don't think it's
I
close.
get all of that. But I think the standards not the standards in terms of the player's ability, but the standards in terms of total points needed to win a league was a lot lower back then.
You know what it is as well? Like you gotta if you look at Champions League, it's a bit different because obviously Klopp went to Europe and he did his thing, and Wenger obviously qualified for Europe, but I think that was the stumbling block for me, in my opinion. What Wenger did with the Invincibles, I think that's where everyone talks about him highly. But and he did revolutionize the game. Let's not get it twisted. Like I'll give him that.
Revolutionize the game how though? I don't understand this revolutionize
No,
the game.
wait, no, Yoms, you really don't know how.
No, I understand in terms of diets and all of that kind of stuff, but this stuff was happening in Europe. I think he brought that to Arsenal, and he brought that to but this stuff was happening in Europe. He didn't create that. He didn't we're talking like Wenger was like master dietitian. He didn't create diet.
To the Premiership.
He brought it to the Premier League. I give him that. I'm not taking anything away from Wenger.
So he changed the Premier League then, no?
Yeah, but the quote was that he revolutionized football.
Premier League. I meant Premier League.
All right, Premier League. I get it. He added to the Premier League. I get that. But so has Klopp.
Yeah, but I think it's just. I really do think it's.
Wait, sorry, Steph. What has Klopp done to change the game in England?
The high intensity.
Not saying that I dispute you.
The high intensity football in the Premier League now, as Klopp's taken
never been done before.
Not in the way that Klopp does it. No, I don't think he. I don't think he has.
You have to go in the way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Wenger done it full stop.
What Wenger brought good diets to England.
No. Wenger didn't only buy good diets.
There was an alcohol culture. He extended several English players' careers. There's several players who attribute their whole second lip coming of the career to him. Do you know what I mean? And he put together a team that no one beat for 49 games.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not taking anything away from Wenger. What I'm saying is, if I'm building a team today, and I need a manager, I've got all my players in line, and I need a manager. Personally, I'm going Klopp. Because I get the
never
argument
gonna-
for Wenger, but
Yeah, I get it, but I think it's a needless argument.
Yeah, for real. You're
I
right.
feel like the debate. You know me, I can get into the debates, but I think that's mad, man.
All right,
I rate all of them.
Let's get back to the actual debate. I wanted to get Stefan's thoughts on the actual derby. It is Derby Day this Sunday, and how do you see it unfolding? Do you feel like Arsenal are going to come in a bit too arrogant, like because obviously you won 5-0 against Chelsea? How do you see it unfolding?
No, I mean, in terms of, for me, why I'm very optimistic about the game is because this season our away record is actually better than our home record. So for me, when we actually play away, we look much more focused, much more disciplined, and I just think Arsenal right now, the way they played, especially against Chelsea, the way they kicked into gear in the second half, like we're starting to kind of turn the gears again, like we did in January and February. So for me, I really think Spurs defensively are really not very good. They're pretty easy to kind of sound out because Ange plays pretty much the same way every time. So I just think Arsenal have too many strengths going forward. Like, for example, nobody talks about it, but set pieces, Spurs are terrible at defending. I think you've conceded the third most goals from set pieces this year in the Premier League. Arsenal have scored the most, so that's another area where Arsenal can exploit that. Injuries too to Spurs. We all know if one person gets injured from the Spurs' starting 11, shit hits the fan as always. Like Udogie is out. Porro,
We're gonna get put in a spliff, bruv. Listen, there's no debate, man. If Arsenal win this, they're winning the Premier League. Clip this if you want to clip this. This is coming from a Tottenham fan, innit? And all the Tottenham fans that are gonna hate me, bruv, I'm on Arsenal side. I'm an Arsenal fan for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, listen. If you guys don't beat us, if you guys don't beat us, you haven't won the top. If you struggle against us, I promise you, just kiss that Premier League goodbye, innit?
I agree.
I believe you should beat us with the players that we have on the pitch right now, and the players that are out. You should 110% beat us. Yeah. And I'm gonna be real in it. A lot of Spurs fans are not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but listen, Arsenal are a different gravy team. They press high, and we're gonna struggle against them. Look, man.
Is there an argument? Is there an argument that you see? Stefan said they've got great away records, but against some of the top 6 teams, I wouldn't say all of them, but some of them, they've dropped points against City when they were away, and Liverpool as well. They dropped points. Villa obviously beat them home and away. Newcastle obviously managed to nick a victory from them. Is there any way that Spurs could upset Arsenal, because we are the underdogs? We do have a man missing, but we've already seen what happened to Liverpool against Everton. Everyone was expecting Liverpool to win, but they're not always successful at Merseyside. Arsenal aren't always successful at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or White Hart Lane, like, if you go by history. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know we're looking.
You believe anything that you're saying right now?
No, yeah, bro, this is football. This is football, bro. Anything's possible. That's why I said Spurs are the underdogs going into it. Am I lying? Are we not the underdogs? Are Arsenal not the favourites? And you said it yourself.
That's the only thing going for you, like, is the derby atmosphere. That's what Everton had today, and it worked in their favour, innit? So I get what you're saying, but
TJ's not on no philosophical shit.
He's not on it.
I'm a real. Listen, if you want
stuff.
Listen, if you want optimistic fan, we will win this team. But let me be real in it with the players that we have on the pitch and what Arsenal's doing to every man, every team they're going against. They're bopping them off the park. Come on, man. With the way we've been playing recently, our recent form, we're in trouble, bro.
No, and let me just add, you're also missing a key factor. Partey is back, and the Chelsea game showed the real Partey. Partey is better than, I've said this. You guys laughed at me. He's better than Declan Rice still as number 6, and Partey in that game showed why he is such an underrated, because he's injured all the time. But you ask, most Arsenal fans will tell you they rate Partey over Rice. And just watch the actual Chelsea game.
Yeah,
how much he's not as good. He's not as good at cleaning up and making defensive.
Bruv, how can I ask you something? I'm interrupting you, but how come Partey can be injured and be good, but other people can get injured they're rubbish? In terms of he's in the group, injured. In the group chat, people in the group chat. You're talking about other people injured. They're rubbish, and then Partey's injured. Ain't done that, and then he's better than Rice.
Who are you talking about? I've always said if
you know, bro, you don't go like your memory ain't being jogged, bro. Everyone's injured. Everyone's injured. You in the group, you call them rubbish. They're injured. Well, that's the manager's fault.
Shoba's lie.
No, I don't say anything about Szoboszlai related to injuries. I just think he's shit.
You were saying he's been rubbish since January when he got injured. You were saying it from. You got injured. You've been saying since the injury, bruv. You said it yourself, fam. I've been reading. I know I've been ignoring, but I've been reading still.
I said Maddison. No, I said Maddison since he came back from injury in January has been terrible. Which the two Spurs fans
you can't even remember you don't even remember what you're saying yourself, bro.
No, you're just. It's not my fault. You're not remembering correctly. I have said.
It wasn't me that remembered. FaZe said it. FaZe said it. I mentioned the topic, and FaZe gave you details. Two different people.
I have continuously. You can attack me about my opinion on Szoboszlai, but I've never related Szoboszlai's form and what I think of him as a player to his injury record.
You said
it was Jota. Sorry, it was Jota.
I said Jota's a great player, but he's too injury prone, which is true. Just like Partey.
You said that since he's been injured, bruv. Because we said to you, I said,
okay, how about finding?
I said Szoboszlai has been great at the beginning of the season. It's since he got injured. And you said, yeah, since he got injured, he's been rubbish. So I'm saying, and he's not the only one. You've said a few. You just can't remember right now. You've said a few that have been injured and are rubbish. And I'm saying, so I'm now
just coming out with these like generic, kind of ambiguous, like
some players do get injured and come back rubbish though. Like injuries do affect some people. And some people get injured, and
it takes them time to get back to their best, right?
Recover to their best.
I know. I'm challenging.
Sorry. It was Pogba. That was the guy. That's the guy who said trash because he's always injured.
And
okay, great. I'm so controversial for saying Pogba is overrated. Okay,
other players.
Okay, no.
It's not going back.
You can carry on with your point. I was just
the consistency in it. That's all he's saying. Because if Partey's amazing,
I have clear consistency in my points. I have said the reason why I don't rate Pogba
hypocritical.
No, it's not hypocritical. The reason why I don't rate
hypocritical. Yeah.
Okay, call me hypocritical.
Bro, you know, I'm telling you
that's your opinion, but it doesn't sound to me like with Partey. I've always said he is a great player. He would be talked about.
We know you say that about your Arsenal players. We know that you're even confirming it. You never said anything bad about Arsenal players. You're confirming what I'm saying even more, bro. I'm just saying.
Hold on one second. If someone got their TV in the background, I can hear kind of someone chatting.
It's not me.
That might be my side say.
Yeah. No, carry on. Yeah.
No, but I just want to go back to Partey. I've always said if Partey was fit and available, he would be talked about it in the same vein as Rodri, but he's not, so he's not talked about. But yesterday, you could see what he did in the game. How he opened up.
Partey is good. I'm a huge fan of Partey. Like he's not Rodri.
Yeah, but availability is the best ability, right? So although he is good, he's not available.
Guys, I agree.
He's not Rodri.
I want to ask a real question about yesterday, real quick. Sorry to cut you, Steph, and yours.
No worries.
Real question. Was Arsenal good or was Chelsea bad?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking the floor, man. Anyone can jump in at any point.
Okay.
I think it's both. Sorry, go on, Steph. Yeah. Go on.
Would you, as a percentage, what would you say?
I think Chelsea were bad, but generally speaking, Arsenal done their thing.
Yeah, thank you. It's like guys, what they bought makes sense in it. Like, do you know what I mean? Wilder was amazing until he fought Fury. Do you know what I mean?
there was
One
two
made
things
them.
that, I think there was
You've
two
got to
things
put your
that had a
chances away, innit?
huge influence on that game. Is Cole Palmer is literally he is to Chelsea at the minute
R9, bruv. He's their R9, bruv.
what R9 was, what
Oh my
R7 was, what Steven Gerrard was. I'm not saying he's their level of good. I'm just saying he is literally the
He's their
heartbeat.
savior right now.
You take him out and they offer nothing going forward from anyone.
Anyway,
Get him, Steph. I never really get him, Steph.
I'm not taking
Steph.
I'm not taking anything away from Arsenal. Arsenal were fantastic. They retained the ball. Their shape was brilliant.
Get him, Steph.
But Chelsea offered nothing.
You patriotic bastards. This is where my foreigner will come in. This is this English overrated stuff again. Get him, Steph.
Well, you think Cole Palmer's overrated?
I'm Bulgarian today.
Yes,
Get him, Steph.
yes. The British media have a love in every single season for one British player that does well. And this season is Cole
Steph,
Palmer.
you can carry on. Hold on, you can carry on. Let me just lay the foundations, because the way he dialects his arguments, you think he's deluded. I think what he's trying to say, he is good, but Cole Palmer he's not.
He's good. He's a really talented player.
He's a really talented player, but he's not amazing how everybody's going about it.
I agree. He's had one good season where more than half of his goals were penalties. I like him. I think
I don't know. I saw him at academy level. I saw him before he made that Chelsea move, and I thought he was a good player then. I think he's come in, take the goals away, take the penalties away. I just watch him as an actual player. I think Chelsea played him out wide, which was a mistake. I think he is an attacking mid or a creative mid, whatever you want to call it. I think the reason why he's getting, like, some people question him, because obviously he's looking so good in a poor man's Chelsea at the moment. And they're like, is he really that good? Is it a purple patch? I'm looking at things when he was in the academy. He said, like, I like the kid's bottle, because when I saw him live against Tottenham,
I agree.
He was like, I'm taking the penalty, and he scored, and he ran in front of our fans, and he was like, brother, he was giving it. And then he said to Pep, listen, I went out, bro. I'm a star. I'm the best player in the world. He's got
That's not how it went. That's not how it went.
But on the flip side,
That's not how it went. He said he wanted to go on loan. He wanted to go on loan, and Pep said, no, you go permanently.
He wanted to play. He wanted to play. He believes in his ability to play.
That's what I'm saying.
The thing is with Cole Palmer is his tenacity. He's unpredictable. He's got an eye for a pass. He's got an eye for a pass.
I think he's a bit greedy, though.
Good shot. But he's playing at Chelsea right now. If you're Cole Palmer on the ball at Chelsea, who are you passing the ball to make something happen?
I agree, but when you're playing in a team, one thing that is underrated is you can't be greedy. You have to play within the players that you have, right? I think we're judging it off of. I think we're just. Yeah, I know it's a bit techie for Chelsea right now, but I generally think at this point of moment, he's obviously one of their stars, so he's going to overperform, and he's going to be looked at like, wow, he's doing a great job. But when the levels, let's just say, if Sterling gets to his best, we're not going to be saying Cole Palmer is better than Sterling. Do you get where I'm coming from?
I'm saying Cole Palmer has a bigger ceiling than Sterling never had.
Yeah, same. I agree with that.
What qualifies that, please?
I know for me personally, I know it's just been one season, but it's been like consistently through the season for me. It's like he's just been the guy. I feel like you can't, like, how can you be a star in a poor team? Like, I don't, and do so much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not boxing. Everything you do is with your team. If it was him versus the whole 11 guys, none of this stuff would happen. We keep discounting. I know the team ain't amazing, but they are helping him do what he's doing.
No. But that's the problem. That's the problem with Chelsea, is that they're really not. Chelsea have two players this year.
That's not true. That's not true.
Gusto and Palmer, right? And Palmer is the only one in Chelsea offering anything going forward.
I agree to a certain extent, but for me, the build-up ends up getting Cole Palmer in them positions. So,
but he is the build-up. If you look at Chelsea's games, he's picking the ball up. He's picking the ball up, pause from deep, and he's he's literally progressing. He's doing everything himself. Enzo's
No,
been
he's
terrible.
not.
He literally is. Who else in Chelsea's performing?
So all of his goals, he has 0 assists. I mean, there's no one assisting him.
No,
No,
obviously he's playing
But the way
in a
you're saying
team.
it, that's how it sounds. You're saying he's doing it himself. He's dropping deep, like he's scoring them.
You know what he's doing?
Messi goals.
You know what he's doing? You know what he's doing? He's picking the ball up, then he's passing it to a man, then he's making him run to make himself available. Then that man has
And
to.
I'm sorry to cut you. All I'm saying is, without that other man, does that happen?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that part. I get that.
I
That's
hear
all I'm saying.
that. No, I hear that logic, but without
In Chelsea, that other man may as well be a wall. You remember
That's
in
what I'm
school
saying.
he used to play 1-2 off the wall. That's what he's doing, bruv.
Okay, then. So in terms of, let's use your analogy of a wall now. Can you do that thing without the wall there?
No, you can't. But I ain't giving the wall props.
Stop discrediting the
The
other
wall don't
factor
even
in
have
it.
to move. I'm doing all the movements myself.
exactly, and also Jackson.
But the wall's there.
Jackson.
Do you know what I mean?
Forget that for a second. Look at Jackson. Jackson tries to do the same thing. Great in build up, like carries the ball well. He's not bad actually in holding the play up.
His
Yeah.
finishing is atrocious.
Exactly, and that's the difference between him and
And
Palmer.
Palmer,
Here we go. That's what I'm
and
saying.
but then
I just
I-
want to highlight, if you want to highlight finishing, what's Havertz finishing? What's that like to you guys?
Havertz, to be fair, in that game,
He's done good, didn't
No,
he?
not in that game. I mean, entirely. How do you rate his finishing?
first half of the season, I don't think his finishing was there.
No, out of 10. Just give it a. What's Palmer's finishing out of 10?
Boy, it's got to be like, for me, 7 to 8 out of 10 for me.
What's Havertz out of 10?
I would
6.
say, yeah, 6. I would say 6 because certain times, I remember against Liverpool, you don't play Liverpool. Do you remember, Preach? He was literally one-on-one. He shot, keeper saved it, and then Saka had to finish it off. Do you know what I'm saying? Pause. But that was, I think that was at Anfield when you lot won 3-1. So sometimes in front of goal, like even in that game against Chelsea, he had chances, but he just wasn't quite putting them away. But in the second half, he put them away. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that's the reason why I don't really give him that 7 or 8, because he needs a couple sometimes. He's not clinical. Like Trossard, if we talk about Trossard now, in tight spaces, I would trust Trossard shooting over Havertz. I'm just being honest.
Hundo.
Not to discount Palmer, because I hate when people do this with Saka. They use the penalties against him, innit? But
Yeah.
remove Palmer's penalties, he scored the same as Havertz, in case you didn't know that.
Yeah, but what's this? But the problem is,
You know, I just want to highlight before you
yeah,
continue.
but the
You
problem
said
with
yeah. You said yeah, so that means what I'm saying is correct, and then you said but.
no. Yeah, it's correct in the numbers.
My grandma taught me anything after the but is bullshit. I just wanna
No, but
highlight
that's
that.
not true though, because that then suggests that, I know I missed the context, but that then suggests that context means nothing, right? And context matters. So Havertz might have 15 chances and bury 6 of them, and then Palmer might have 7 chances and bury 6 of them. And then you're saying, well, their finishing is equal, but the finishing is not equal.
But your context is that factual? So you're telling me right
Well,
now.
you know what? Let's
Havertz has
from
I've not done the counting in the numbers, but what I have done,
Mine,
what I do is I watch Arsenal's games and I watch Chelsea's games, and I see that.
But you ain't done the
Havertz,
numbers though.
and I see that. I test. I've not got a
Test is
a
irrelevant
graph.
in my opinion.
I haven't got a
You wear
graph. No.
glasses.
Hey,
What's that got to do with the price of bread?
Hey, TJ,
Sorry, I'm being petty now. Sorry.
TJ, quick one. Who would you rather have up front, Havertz or Son?
Who would I rather have up front?
Yeah, Havertz or Son.
Son, 110% Son. He's clinical. Maybe, like, listen, Son is a way better shooter than all 3 of them. Havertz, are you crazy?
I'm just putting it.
That's not even a debate, bro.
I'm
I
just.
don't even know how we got here, but I hope this.
I don't know, man. I don't know how he diverted it like that, you know. I thought you were going to bring Werner into it, you know. Werner is more of a compared player, bro.
I'm not stupid. I'm joking.
Yeah, no. Let me be real in it, yeah. What I was going to say, look, let's be honest here. And look, I'm not throwing shots at any player, but Havertz and Cole Palmer, yeah, they've done well, but they're not on that top level.
Bingo.
Take them out of Arsenal, because Arsenal's really dominating this year. Put Havertz in a different team that is struggling. He's going to struggle.
Yeah, but
So
yeah,
for
but most most players that are taken out of the right environment will struggle. Look at Mane, bro. Mane was one of the best strikers in the Premiership scene. He went to Germany and he's got one of the worst records. He's not even doing good in Saudi. It's the right. Hence why most of Chelsea players that are left have been great after in new clubs, because Chelsea just have been getting it wrong for a long. Do you know what I'm saying? City's benefited off of it. Liverpool's benefit of it. Arsenal's benefiting off of it now. Like it's not really just down to you put him in the wrong team, wrong formation, wrong tactics, and of course you're gonna look rubbish. Like I reckon I will look like a great striker in the Man City squad, Rubai. If you give me Van Nistelrooy tactics and just have me up there, bruv, I think I'll be one of the best strikers in the world, bruv. I'm not even lying, fam.
And this is where people you discount the other 10 players on the pitch. Like, do you know what I mean?
Like I understand that part, yeah.
And it's not fair.
I hear what you're saying. All right, cool. All right, let's flip it. Do you think a better player, like you see Jackson, he was like 1v1 versus Gabriel. He gave him a little bit of trouble. We saw what's his name, Alessia from Bayern Munich, and Sane was doing to Gabriel, giving a little bit of trouble.
It wasn't Gabriel, it was Saliba with
was it Saliba? My bad.
With Jackson, yeah.
My bad. Does anyone think that Spurs have any players that could trouble or find a way in behind maybe a Saliba in that context?
What can I ask you? Can I actually answer this question and then let you man go?
Yeah.
The only for me, look, I might have seen negative in it. The only way we can trouble Arsenal is if they push forward and we break on the counter. Personally speaking, I know Ange don't play like that. So for me personally, I struggle to see how we're going to get in behind their back line. But then again, if it's a case of we're getting dominated, there's always a chance. And it comes down to the North London derby, because the pressure is 2 times on them players. You get where I'm coming from, you know? So it's like one of them ones where if we was to play Arsenal now, I think they need a win. We need a win. I don't know, man. I'm still thinking we're gonna get put in a spliff, you know, because the players that we got on the pitch.
I think what could only play in your favor is just the pressure of the title race. I think that's it. But take away that type of pressure, 11 versus 11, yes, it goes to Arsenal.
But derbies this season have not really gone the way you expect them to go. Big games have shown shockers this season, and that's why I'm not. I mean, Arsenal should win, right? We've all said Arsenal should win, but I'm not discounting Spurs' chances, because I've watched big games this season, and a lot of them have not really gone the way that you just expect them to go. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think I actually can see Spurs pulling like a draw or like a little sneaky win. But I totally agree that if Ange don't change up his tactics and he tries that high line against Arsenal, then it's a wrap.
So wait, does anyone? I'll get to you, Stefan. Actually, I haven't spoken to you for a while. In that first half, like against Chelsea, do you think the game was close? I mean, you scored. I looked at their back line, for example, and Chelsea. To be fair to them, they did well against Man City, I felt, in the FA Cup, but against you lot, they changed their back line and they had a graduate academy something Christ.
I don't want
to be blasphemous, so yeah. Then they had 2 centre backs and they swapped him over, innit? And I think it was Badiashile. I think he was Babi Naniz was at the back.
Axel Disasi and Badiashile.
The Star, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what I'm saying is the first goal happened in the first 4 minutes. They start on the back foot. Do you think, like, the first half could have gone different if they didn't concede so early? I know I'm saying hypotheticals, but did you see, like, it was all Arsenal or was it some Chelsea? And could you see that happening, like, in the North London derby? Because it wasn't like you blew them away in the first half. Like, they were still in it.
I don't think that was the... sorry, Steph. Sorry, go on.
Sorry.
I said you,
Ashford,
Yox, you
me or
forgot.
I was
Chelsea?
just saying, was it because obviously you got pumped them 5-0, but I'm just looking at the first half,
I
and obviously there was chances on both ends, but
I disagree in terms of I disagree because if you look at the actual chances that Chelsea had, it was one of them was a Jackson run and he crossed and it deflected off Gabriel, hit the post. The only
Yeah.
real chance they actually had was the Enzo Fernandez shot. That was it. That was pretty much in the first half. Were they threatening on the counter? Yes, they were. But if you go look at some of the chances Arsenal had, Kai Havertz should have had 2 goals. One of them was a good save from the goalie, but I just think Arsenal just took it up another gear in the second half, and Chelsea just couldn't cope with it. That defensive pairing of Chalobah and Thiago Silva did really well against Man City. I don't know
this is what I was
why
trying to
Poch decided to change it. By the way, to Spurs fans, I totally understand now. Poch is by far the worst in-game manager that I have watched this year. The amount of substitutions that he has made that have swung games for the other team, or maybe
I knew you was going to say something.
yeah,
you know?
or maybe
Sorry.
maybe actually, you know what?
Ten Hag has done the same 3 subs consistently when we're winning, and then the same all 3 occasions we've lost the game.
So wait, Yomes, is it not the injuries then anymore? Is it actually Ten Hag? Because I thought
do you know what?
I think it's the injuries too.
Do you know what? Injuries have a massive.
All right, so if
Ash has done a course, isn't it? Ash has done a course, bro. Ash has been uni, bro. Man's been Open University and that. Man's done a course, bro.
Questions, bro. Listen, literally, I'm just saying, if he had the fully fit squad, but had those same tactics.
Thank you, man. You're chatting sense. Finally. Sorry. I was just reading the comments. Yeah, carry on.
If I believe if we had a fully fit squad across the season, I reckon we'll be in a better position that we're in now. Because I think a lot of it is players, and look, you can't cope with 65 separate injuries. You just can't. But at the same time, you don't take off your 2 fittest players, one who's your most willing runner and the other who brings control to the midfield on the ball in Kobe Mainoo. You don't take those 2 off in one game, lose. You're 4-2 up, you lose the game somehow, or 3-2 up, you lose the game somehow. You don't do those same 2 subs 5 days later and lose the game, and then do those same 2 subs again the next week and lose the game. That is criminal. I don't care who's in the back 4. I don't care.
But do you feel like it's the circumstances that Poch has? Because not Poch.
Ben 10.
Ten Hag.
What's his name? Ten Hag has. Do you feel like it's the circumstances he's got? Because let's be honest with you, you don't have your best defense out there. You've got a few injuries around the park, so he's working with what he's got.
Listen, I think more than one thing can be true at a time, but like I said, you don't make those substitutions not learning from what happened like 4 days ago. It's almost like as if it happened at the beginning of the season and then you've done it again midway through the season. That's one thing. 4 days, like that's. And I've been on this show, been the biggest defender of Ten Hag, but that you can't you cannot even pretend you can't defend that. I get the circumstances. Look, even that thing that's up on the screen now, you've got Aaron Van Bissaka playing left back. Like, do you get what I'm saying? You can't. He's not a good right back, let alone left back.
He is a good right back.
He is. Do you rate what he's done at Ajax, Ben 10?
No,
I was saying before that, like, I went back because I've been trying to understand Ten Hag's, like, why we've got so many gaps in the midfield, right? And why the attacking team, like, you don't attack together, you don't defend together. That's how you're going to leave massive holes. So I went back and I've been watching Ajax and all of those things from back in the day. Ten Hag has never known how to defend. His teams have never known how to defend. This isn't something that's new. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just that they attack and score goals. And in Eredivisie or whatever, it's easier to do that than in the Prem. Like, in the Prem, you leave a gap for 3 seconds, it's exploited. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just think defensively, he's not a great defensive coach. And I think ultimately that's going to cost him his job.
So one more.
Do you think that's based on personnel? because again, it goes down to what you have on the
degree.
pitch.
Yeah, to a degree.
Because like you're relying on people like Maguire, and don't get me wrong in it, yeah. I remember a lot of United fans saying they want him gone. So
Yeah.
you have to understand sometimes look, I'm not saying Ten Hag shouldn't be blamed. 110% he's done criminal things. But sometimes you have to play with what you got, and your squad is clearly not good
It's
enough.
decimated. But you know what happens, right? Anybody who's wise, when you don't have your team, I think Ten Hag's been able to play his starting back four, his preferred back four 4 times this season, right? When you don't have your team, you become more compact. Because it only takes one game to win the goal, right? So you become
That's my
more
problem.
you
That's
become
my
more
problem with
compact,
Ange, man.
right?
That's my
Do you get what
problem
I'm
with
saying?
Ange.
You become
Yep,
more compact, you become
110%.
more defensive, and then
Speaking
you
facts.
hit on the counter attack.
No,
What
you're
seems to be
speaking
happening
facts.
is we don't have our players.
No,
He's becoming more expansive, and we're conceding 4 goals a game. That's
no.
wild.
Sometimes I really think it. I always like to reference American sports as an example. Sometimes coaches are meant to just be coaches, and they need to be put in a structure that allows them to express that more. I think Ten Hag, because of your, how should I say, your mismanagement of the whole footballing structure and the fact that he got involved in transfers, there have been numerous examples in like American sports when the coach gets a lot of power, he suddenly starts to have say over who to sign and stuff. That's when shit hits the fan because he's just not a good, he's a coach. He's not a good talent identifier. And I think the main reason why I would sack Ten Hag, for the results are really bad. Like you've lost so many games this year. Is the way he spent money, man. Some of the players that he has signed has been literally criminal. Like spending 85 million on Anthony, that alone should be a sackable.
No, that's not fair
offense.
though.
Yeah, but that's
So Man
contradicting
U
the
got a
law,
Man
bro.
U price.
But then okay.
And back to what
No,
you
but
said
wait.
Steph, just before about the structure, there should be someone pushing back on that.
I
You know
agree.
what I mean?
And no, but they did supposedly. If you read some of the Man United journalists, they said that the scouting team said no, he's worth like 30 million max. But Ten Hag insisted on Anthony instead of Kudus, for example, who he both coached. So that tells me his
But
talent.
that speaks to what you're. But that speaks to what you're saying about structures, no? Because a manager, or owner, should be saying, "I don't care who you're. This is who we're getting." And that's why we're trying to get people like Dan Ashworth in, because and we've just got that guy that was previously at City and Southampton, because those are the guys, Walcott's, those are the kind of guys that should be saying this is who we're going for and this is how much their value is.
No, sometimes if it's for example, there are certain coaches that are just amazing. They get football. Like Wenger was an amazing talent spotter. Ferguson to some degree. Ferguson had a number of fuck ups, but in terms of big money transfers, but mostly he was really good. Klopp is very, very good also at that. I think Arteta.
Hey, do you know what?
It's not. It's someone else. Apparently, I heard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you guys
Mane and Salah. Mane and Salah weren't even his first choice.
Mane was. Salah wasn't. I agree about Salah. Mane
and Salah were not his first choice, bro.
He's made quite a few.
But he's got a lot. But he's got a lot right. Every manager's going to get some wrong, right? Every manager's going to get some wrong.
Now, in terms of like just the structure in it, it's not. It's just
the structure is a huge part of it. And not to cut you, Steph. Not to say you're wrong. Yeah, you're 100% right, because it's partially Ten Hag's fault. It's partially the players' fault, and it's partly the structure's fault. But I think it's in that. I think it's the other order. I think structure's the biggest problem, and underneath that, I think it's the players. And then I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think Ten Hag is the smallest percentage.
But Chinks,
I agree with that.
But I agree that the structure.
So you do or you don't, Yoms?
No, I do agree with that.
Okay,
I agree with that.
I'm proud.
But
of me.
guys,
remember Gary Neville's all complaining about leaking roofs and that. That's how you know. Look how deep that is. That's leaking roofs.
Guys.
Ronaldo said, sorry, Stefan. I know you. I'll let you make your point. But Ronaldo said he left the club. What was it, 10, 15 years ago? Came back and nothing has changed. Not even the changing room. Not even what you're hanging.
When your club is wrong, when your club is run poorly, It's gonna go from top to bottom.
Well,
It's
yeah.
right. No, you're speaking facts. It comes down from the top to bottom.
It relates.
Hence why, look. Look, I'm not a United fan. I don't care, man. Let me be real in it. I'm a Tottenham fan in it. But hence why I feel a bit sorry for Ten Hag. I know you're raising good points in terms of like there's tactical issues that he's bringing forth. Like defensively, he's not good, isn't it? But isn't there bigger fish to fry? You have to get your structure right first before you can get
Yeah,
the
100%.
right people on the field.
100%.
Right?
The
So-
truth is, I'm still on the fence as to whether or not to sack Ten Hag. Sometimes I'm like, he's got to go because those subs are criminal. Those, like you said, some of those signings are criminal. Some of those tactical things are criminal. But at the same time, I think he overperformed last season. Nobody was having United in third place at the beginning of the season. He's got to 3 finals in his first 2 seasons, albeit via madness with Coventry. So look, the guy is doing something right, but it's just not pleasing to watch. Going 2-0, 1-0, then equalising, then going 2-1 down at home today to a bottom of the league club. Like, what are you doing? Like, dropping a 3-goal lead to Coventry is what my Sunday league team, I kid you not, would not drop a 3-goal lead to Coventry. Like, that is wild, bruv. Like, there's no defending that. So
I agree. I agree with you guys on all the points, but for me, you have to. I'm sure you've had this, like when you've worked, like you've had managers who just have it, who have the authority. You kind of believe in them. Like he just has the charisma and kind of the pull in terms of he just has it. He either had this type of kind of intrinsic quality that can unite everybody. And that's what when you see how Klopp started at Liverpool from where they were, how he united everybody around one vision. Not only that, he upped the whole standard at the club. I remember in his first 3 years, Klopp, I remember hired a set piece coach, and everybody laughed at him. Everybody said that was American sports, like they're doing offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach, and now everybody now has set piece coaches. So what Klopp did is he raised the actual standards and started.
Sorry, Stefan.
Ten Hag, though.
Let me just finish. And then if you look at that, Arteta has done exactly the same thing at Arsenal. Klopp, when he first came to Liverpool,
wait. Pause. Wasn't it you that said? I remember we were on a stream. What? Give or take a year ago, no, not even a year ago, a year and a half ago, and was it you the one that said Arteta has to go?
No, I've never said.
Correct me if I'm right or wrong.
Receipts, bruv. You have to get receipts, fam. If it's online,
back of that,
I have to go back.
Is Arteta?
I have never like in terms of Arteta, I'm really pro Arteta from last season. So
I want to ask a question on top of that. Is Arteta, to the panel, is he elite? Is Arteta elite? He's been there for what, 4 to 5 years at Arsenal. Do you consider him as an elite coach?
You have to win something. Yeah, he's on the road. You have to win something to be considered.
If he doesn't win it this year,
and I think you have to
I think you need to get better.
I think the word elite has been so watered down these days. You have to repeatedly win something for a number of seasons and be challenging season in, season out for a number of years before you're classed as elite.
I think what Arteta has done should be in terms of he's not an elite coach because he hasn't won, but in terms of a rebuild and how he's transformed the club in the way, like if you read like famous journalists who like talk to agents and talk about talk about
how you do.
No, but like just people that are like in the sports agency world, all of them talk about how Arsenal in 5 years, how every single player, like all of their agents want to go to Arsenal, how he has changed the whole perception of the club. No, but
if Arteta is elite, then what is? If Arteta is elite,
no, I didn't say he's elite.
What's Mourinho and Pep and
No, I didn't say he's elite. I said he needs to win something. But the job that he has done, in my opinion, the way he's transformed Arsenal, and turned him into title, and turned him into the only team that has challenged Man City apart from Liverpool now, I think that is not talked about, because if you look at clubs, they always talk about how much money he has spent.
So if he
Chelsea,
wins it this year, is he elite?
in my opinion, yes. If he wins
If he
it,
doesn't win it,
So if he
wait,
wins it this
on
year, if he wins it this year and he's
Yeah.
elite, then what is Pep and what is Mourinho and what's Fergie?
Pep is could probably, he's arguably the greatest coach of all time, Yoms. You're
So
using
what
like
is
the wrong
what is
thing.
Ancelotti? So what is Ancelotti and Mourinho?
Again, arguably one of, if not the greatest ever coach, one of the greatest ever coaches. There's
But that's
difference between-
elite though, right?
No, elite is being like the top coach in the time period. Generational or Hall of Fame.
That's just
is
the
being,
best. That's just the best. That's just the best of the season. Like,
Yeah,
our best at
exactly.
this time, or maybe best at era, but not elite.
Well-
Like, there's a bit more like.
Elite is a little bit more than being the best right now. Like elite is best over a for me over a period of
the
time.
question I have for you, Arsenal fans, innit? Look, let me be honest with you. He's not elite, innit? I'm gonna put it. I'm just gonna say it how it is, innit? Because you're flickering and flackering, innit? Like, let's be honest with you, he's not. Until he wins things consistently, it's not elite, innit? But my question to you, Arsenal fans, if you don't win it this year, do you believe that you need to get a better manager to push you over the line?
Nope.
No.
That's where you look fucked up. That's where you look fucked up with Poch.
Yeah. No. They didn't fuck up with they didn't necessarily fuck up with Poch.
They did.
It's been
I would
regression
say
ever since he
finish-
left, Steph. It's been regression ever since he left.
No, I agree, Chinks, but I just think the cycle was over and Poch looked like he wanted to go, man. Poch was also, I remember, I think it was like one of his last press conferences. He said, like, don't call me. He started doing these passive, aggressive, like, press card where he was like, don't call me the manager, call me the coach. Like, he was kind of calling out the board. Like, you could see the relationship with the players also, because they had stayed too long. Was over.
That's just a Jose ego thing. But yeah.
Guys, sorry. I'm gonna have to. Sorry to cut you, man. I'm gonna have to bounce here. My 5-year-old keeps on waking up. She's not well in that, but I'm loving the show though, so I'm gonna tune in and watch the rest
Big
of
up,
it.
my bro.
Big up, bro.
Love you.
Big up.
Safe, nice, safe, easy.
See ya. Yeah. So no, for me, like it's really. It's just, I mean, look at just the progression. Arsenal are better every season. They are better. This season, I think in the summer, even if we don't win, we are primed to challenge next year and win it, because we have the second youngest squad in the Premier League. The team is improving every single season. All of our key players. If you look at Liverpool, for example, Klopp reminds me a little bit of Ferguson when Ferguson left. Ferguson left. If you actually read his book, he left because he was getting old, and he said, I don't have the energy and time anymore to rebuild, because the squad, all of our best players were all over 30. And so Ferguson thought, let me just leave the actual squad for someone else to rebuild. I think Klopp has also seen the writing on the wall. He's seen Van Dijk being 33. He's seen Salah being 31, I think, going on 32. And he knows that the squad needs kind of a little rebuild in terms of finding new kind of leaders, key players. And that's going to take time in order to actually like challenge and be better. So for me, I think Arteta's, I think we should absolutely, that would be, and looking at the Cronkies themselves, if you look at their strategies and all their other teams that have all been champions in the last 3 to 4 years, they have won everything. They have won the Stanley Cup in the NHL. They have won the NBA championship. They have won the Super Bowl. Literally every single one of these teams, they have a long-term type of thinking. They have a super young coach. And don't forget, if Arteta does win the Premier League this year or next year, he'll be the youngest ever coach to have won the Premier League. So
there's a random question about Caicedo at Chelsea. Obviously, they spent the peas. You man were interested. Were you not interested in him? Was it?
Yeah, I loved him at Brighton.
Did you want him? Did you want him over Rice?
I didn't want him over Rice, but it was a really, like, he was so good at Brighton that it was a valid whether we would want Caicedo or Rice. Like, if we had,
I think Rice was a bit more solid choice.
I agree.
Working both ways.
I mean, in hindsight, now we can say that, but I mean, like, Chinks, did you remember how you felt about the whole transfer situation? Did you think and now we missed out on a player there? Or equally, do you think if Caicedo was at Arsenal right now, he would be performing better than he is at Chelsea, or would he be even better? Or would he be just as good as Rice in that? Because it's all about systems, right? And if you take Rice out, put a Caicedo on.
I think with the initial thing you said, I don't think that the two were available at the same time. So I think Caicedo was a bit earlier than Rice being a viable option. So you weren't really a pick between the two. And it's back to that thing about the system, because look how he looks at Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? But I'm more playing guesswork, because you know me, I don't care about the transfers, you know, until they got the shirt on.
Yeah,
I really don't care. And I'm not saying that of like snobbery. I've been that guy when actively what we're doing on the pitch ain't going well, so I'm looking for anything outside of our team to help us. So at the moment, I'm so happy with what our team's actually doing, and I was when we were challenging that. I didn't really care about the additions, to be honest, until they got the shirt on. But he did look great at Brighton, I will say. But he doesn't look great at Chelsea. So now I'm like, is it player or system? Until he's somewhere. Sorry, go on.
So now I was going to also say as well is what you needed. Rice had shown that at West Ham as well. So Caicedo would have been he's a good player, but it still would have been a risk.
Caicedo was amazing at Brighton.
Will he fit in? Will he fit in? He's still got a question that you kind of knew what you was getting from Rice.
So to push back against you, Steph. So was Basuma though.
No, he was nowhere near Caicedo's level. I'm sorry.
Not near, but he was a lot better than he was at Spurs, you know.
Yeah, I agree. He was a lot better, but I'm sorry.
You know
Caicedo at Brighton, especially his last year and a half, Caicedo was insane, man.
Like, you're saying Caicedo was better than Basuma? Because I remember before, like Basuma and Caicedo, they played in the same team.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time when Basuma and Caicedo were on the same team, no one weren't really talking about Caicedo until Basuma left.
Yeah, because Caicedo was like 18 or 19 when he first started.
That's irrelevant though. Saka was how old?
No, I could be wrong. We could debate this. In my opinion, I thought I saw Basuma Caicedo in a double pivot. And what happened at times is Brighton were doing what you lot are doing. They would invert one fullback as a DM. You know, like what you do with Tomiyasu or Zinchenko or sometimes White plays alongside like your Partey or your Rice or Jorginho. Whoever's in the six, Veltman used to be their fullback. So Veltman will come in, or sometimes it used to be Gross, because they used to like rotate. They did this whole positional play football, and that would add extra protection for someone like Basuma. Basuma needs someone alongside him, in my opinion. That's what I think. But I think in this system here, at the moment, a few fans are looking at him and saying, the start of the season was very box to box. Now he's not had the same bravery, and it looks like he switches off. He has moments of lack of concentration. And I see the same with other players like Onana. Onana's similar. Everyone's raving about how great Onana is. But I seen him. Who did he get peppered? Everton got peppered 4-0 against, forget who it was. They got peppered by a team 4-0. It might have been Chelsea. And
6-0. You mean 6-0?
6-0, yeah. So
yeah, Chelsea.
No, they had to take Onana off because Onana was just but
I really like, the more I watch Onana, I really don't rate him.
It depends on the system. I don't feel like he has to play alongside someone for him to get the best out of him, because the concentration level isn't quite there. But go on. Sorry, Steph. Go on.
No, I completely agree with you about Basuma needing someone because in Brighton, but I just think Caicedo, man, everybody that has gone to Chelsea apart from Cole Palmer has turned to absolute shit, man. Like Enzo Fernandez for Benfica and for Argentina looked like a world beater. He's got Mudryk, the Real Madrid crowd, okay, that is probably the most demanding crowd ever, clapped him when he came when Shakhtar beat them at the Bernabeu. They clapped him off when he got subbed off. Now suddenly Mudryk looks like he doesn't know how to actually play football for Chelsea. Like, for me, I think it's down to the coaching. I think Poch is a super overrated coach, in my opinion. I don't think he's a good coach. I think he got lucky by the circumstances at Spurs, that he had a bunch of really good young players that gelled perfectly. So I just think now, I really think if you put Caicedo or Mudryk, especially Caicedo, you put you put Caicedo in the number 8 for Arsenal, man, we would be absolutely crazy, Ash.
And do you
Caicedo
think
was
Mudryk as well? Do you think Mudryk, if he was in your team?
oh man, Mudryk with the long passes from Partey and from Gabriel with this speed on the counter, he would. There's a reason why Arteta wanted him as his number 1 target. Arteta was willing to pay big bucks for him, and you could see his talent. Like you can see it. Like Bayern Munich were really interested in him, but they didn't want to pay the huge fee. So, like you can see his talent. I just think I don't know if you read. I just think he always wanted to go to Arsenal. He was gutted that he didn't go to Arsenal. He was kind of forced to go to Chelsea because they were offering more money to Shakhtar. And I just think if you look at final thing, let's just go back and look at the last like 4 years of the attacking players that have gone through Chelsea. Pulisic, who was one of the best young wingers in Europe, who came from Dortmund, he was terrible. Timo Werner came from Germany, and I know people don't rate him, but he was the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga. Came to Chelsea, was awful. Kai Havertz was one of the most hyped up wonder kids from Bayer Leverkusen when they signed him for 90 million. Went to shit. Hakim Ziyech had a ridiculous season when Ajax got to the semis in the Champions League. Went to Chelsea, was awful. Every single attacking player they have signed has turned to absolute dust. Like it's
Shevchenko,
the system.
Crespo.
Quick question. So does everyone agree then Poch out, and there's no one think fans are being too reactionary, they're going too soon on him, because obviously this is his first 8 to 12 months with Chelsea. He's inherited these billionaire blue bottle jobs. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got quite a young squad. Like with Spurs, some might argue that he needed a bit more time before. He didn't come out the blocks firing. I think it was the first 6 months with Poch, we weren't super great. And then the last 6 months, I think we started to pick up a little bit of form. I can't remember where we finished in the first season, but season afterwards, he started to pick up momentum. I'm just throwing it out as a caveat, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but he's not picking up momentum. Before the actual Everton game, at home, he drew 2-2 against Burnley, and Burnley were with a man down, and they could have won the game at the end. And they were away to Sheffield and got outplayed by Sheffield, had more shots, higher XG. They were the better team, and they drew 2-2 there. So, I mean, you go to Arsenal and you lose by the worst margin in the history between Arsenal and Chelsea. Like some of the records.
Are you forgetting how long Arteta has been at Arsenal?
Arteta was never this bad. Even
I never said he's that bad. I'm saying, are you forgetting how long he's been there? You're forgetting the journey that you've gone through to get to this spot as well. You know, Liverpool went through a journey to get to where we was as well. Like
that's true. Yeah.
Like you've got to give these managers some time, fam. Like seriously, like there's no pressure.
But preach. The problem is
manager. Because sorry, one more thing. Yeah. You see over here, yeah, you've got certain managers that are specialists in certain areas. Like there's certain managers that you call if you need to beat the relegation zone. Certain managers that you get. It's not about whether they're going to rebuild a team, get young players in. They just know how to beat the relegation zone. You get those players. So you've got managers like Klopp that can rebuild. You see Poch, if he has the right players, he's a great manager.
And it's going to take him time.
If he just has the right players, but what for some reason everyone's expecting this like Aston Villa, Newcastle season to happen. But look what happens to those teams, bruv. They show up one season, they get Champions League football, and then they can't handle it. Like it's you get me? Like you got to give them time. So Poch out, I think that's silly. Like
I'm not for Poch out. I just don't think he's the guy. Like they haven't improved.
But who is the guy?
He's not the
guy. When they were at Potter,
who is the guy?
When they had Potter.
For me, first of all, someone that underpins you have to hire someone that is the ethos of Chelsea. Poch is the antithesis of what Chelsea.
Wait. So explain to me. Say that whole sentence again.
Okay,
What's
so
the
basically
ethos?
you have to hire someone that fits within the philosophy of football club. For example, Spurs, they
See what he's
hired
saying.
coaches that did not fit the previous successful models. For example, Poch, when Poch was at Spurs, you hired coaches that needed much more experienced players, much more ready-made players, a lot more money than Poch used, or Harry Redknapp or Martin Jol, and coaches that did not like playing younger players. And not only that, coaches that expected success. So Conte, Mourinho, who looked, let's be honest, those two coaches
Yeah,
looked
but
down.
what you're missing in saying we hired all them managers. We had an owner that was fucking bummy, innit? So put it like that. That's a different scenario. I'm talking about. You're saying he has to hire Chelsea ethos. Explain to me what they're trying to do. You want them to be
They don't
winning
have that.
every
That's the
season.
issue. That's the biggest issue. There is a complete misalignment between the culture of Chelsea Football Club, which is for the last 20 years being a win now club.
But what
is
do you
not
expect when you get a fresh 11 players?
Yeah,
You know
but
what?
that-
Look,
that's
I'm
the
not
point.
Chelsea.
Let me be a
I'm
bridge
not
here.
Chelsea in it, but let me
be a
defend
bridge.
Chelsea. Go for it, bro.
You know what?
Go
I
for
think
it.
you're both actually correct. I think it is Poch. Poch doesn't need to go because that's not what is going to help Chelsea at the moment. But then I can understand what Steph is saying, because I don't think Poch is the guy that's going to bring them to the heights.
But Potter wasn't the
You know what
guy,
I mean?
and Potter was meant to be the guy.
No, I'm not invested in
My
Chelsea
point
enough
is,
to give a fuck about who the guy is perfectly for them.
My
But I
point
understand what
is,
Steph is saying, that it's not, because it's a Spurs. Is it actually possible that Poch, an ex-Spurs guy, is the actual guy that can bring Chelsea?
yeah,
Is that
I
even?
hope not. I hope he
Is that,
fails. Let me be real in it.
No,
Look, it might be salty from me in it, yeah. I hope he fails in it. But generally speaking, in it, I have love for Poch in it. Look, it's a different era where they're not going to be winning on a win-to-win basis like
okay, I
how,
see what you're saying.
how back. You know what I'm trying to say? So they're building. Their squad is young,
they're not
and yes,
building.
cool. Okay,
They're
they're
just
They're not
attempting to
building. They
build.
don't know. They
They're
don't have.
attempting to build.
Brian Bare
They're
Leg
not
was
building
set.
Let me
anything.
bring in
Put them together.
wait. Before you come in, let me bring in Stell. Let me bring Stell in.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Go on, Stell. Go on.
Yeah, no, fair. Evening to all you guys.
Big up
and
still, man.
Big up
Big up.
the chat. Big up. I think that especially Arsenal fans are being very disingenuous with this situation. As a Spurs fan, I'm with TJ. Like, I hope Chelsea get relegated. I couldn't care less. I can't stand them. But, you know, you had an owner, Abramovich, who didn't just spend good money on established top players. He had the right recruitment team, the right negotiators, the right contract builders, the right marketing team. When they sold a player, they made big money off these players. It was a really well-run club under Abramovich in terms of how they went about their business to win trophies. They hired managers and they were ruthless. If you don't get me instant success, see you later. You can win a Champions League 6 months later. If you're not doing the same again, Di Matteo, see you later. It was such a aggressive machine. These owners have come in now. They've got rid of all the staff, the contract people, the negotiators, all these people. He's brought in his own team, and he's just done an absolute madness. Like, it's a lunatic asylum what he's done there. It makes no sense what he did. Potter was never going to succeed there. Poch probably won't succeed there, but I don't blame Poch for this, because I take that back. He knew what he was walking into, so he has to take some of that. But I look at Arsenal in their first season. One second, Stefan, 1 second. Yeah. Arsenal won the FA Cup in the first season. Everyone says, "Oh, but look, Arteta won the FA Cup in the first season." I'm not being funny, but when I watched that Carabao Cup final and I watched that FA Cup final, for me, Chelsea were the better team in 90 minutes in both games. If they had someone that could score, if they had a proper finisher, those games are different for me. They were better than Man City. Against Liverpool, they had unbelievable chances, and they're screwing them up. Enzo's doing a no-look back pass as a shot. Like, what are you doing? If they had a decent striker, I think they win the Carabao Cup, and I think they're in the FA Cup final, and everyone's having a different conversation now. Is Poch flawless? No. Has he made mistakes? Yes. Every manager makes mistakes. But I think he's inherited a shambolic football club, and a lot of these players that people say are better than what we're seeing, I disagree. I think a lot of these players have been overhyped, and they're not as good as we think.
Yeah.
So I think
I completely agree with you about.
I don't blame Poch for this. I don't blame him.
No, I
He's
completely.
got to be responsible for some of it, though.
Give that team to Klopp, and I guarantee you they perform.
Oh my God, preach, man!
Bingo.
Stop with your like.
No,
Give
but
that team.
that aligns with you, though, Steph. That aligns with you, though, Steph. That puts some
Klopp's a
responsibility
better
on
manager than
Poch.
Poch. I agree with that. I agree that Klopp's a better manager than Poch.
Nobody
I don't
could
believe
manage
Poch is the
this
reason
team.
that this is happening. at
Klopp could
Chelsea.
manage that.
No,
Because
guys,
think about it,
nobody,
Elios, yeah.
nobody can manage. I'll give
Jackson
you,
up front.
I'll
Jackson
give
is
you one
awful.
example. Wait. I'll give you one example of a team that is exactly managed like Chelsea, and they're always a complete shit show. And they haven't won. They were once a great team. They're called the Dallas Cowboys. Why? Because their owner is the only owner in the NFL that is also the GM. So he's the one that makes decisions on player contracts, who to trade for, who to sign. He's the only one. The owner makes these decisions. And because of this, every single coach that goes to the Dallas Cowboys gets undermined by the fact that the players say, screw the coach, I'm just going to go to the owner and talk to him. And as a result, that creates a culture of a lack of accountability. The same thing is happening in Chelsea. Todd Bowley loves the media, always releases, transfer news and whatever, always gets caught with like photo ops that he's in Barcelona negotiating for Frankie de Jong, or for, he's big time and this and that. So the biggest problem, and I agree with Stel, is the fact that they have, and it's beautiful to see, that they have two clowns that are owners now, that are increasingly interfering with everything that Chelsea does. I mean, guys, they hired 4 sporting directors. They had at one point 4 sporting directors. Who the hell does that?
Stefan,
And just
and just last thing I want to say, and then sorry, Shinks. Last thing I want to say is this thing about Arsenal won the FA Cup, right? You, Arteta, inherited a top striker, Aubameyang. He won you that FA Cup, in my view.
That's
he had a big influence in it. If Poch had that striker, that level, I honestly think they would have won the Carabao Cup and be in the FA Cup final. I do.
But
Palmer's outscored Aubameyang in that season, by the way.
I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna go after this because I have to go to bed.
Palmer wasn't in the FA Cup final, was he?
This is Stel's bias towards Poch. Stel loves Poch, I can tell. But Stel,
Man, we're speaking facts. It's not even. It's not even love.
No, he is.
It's not even love, man.
Wait, hold on, Steph. Let me just respond to that, because you see how he said he's speaking facts. Yeah, he just said that if he had like the perfect setup behind him, that would, obviously he's talking about how Chelsea's in disarray. He was at Spurs, didn't win nothing. He was at PSG and was the first guy with all the money, and they have the setup to help them win everything, that didn't win the league. And I think he had the perfect setup. I think everything was set up perfectly.
He won the league. Chinks, he won the league
after
failing.
In his
He
second
was the first
season.
man to fail.
But no one wins at Spurs, bro. I'm a Spurs fan. No one wins
What
at
everybody
Spurs.
does at PSG, and he's the first man to not.
He won the league
Because your justification for him at Chelsea was that the setup's bad. I can give you that the setup might have been bad at Spurs, but the setup wasn't bad at PSG, and he still failed. Do you get what I mean?
Can I just finish? Can I just finish on this?
He's the first man since they got money to fail. You're ignoring that part. With the, do you get what I mean?
I'm gonna go.
No,
I'm gonna go, guys. But I just want
He
to.
lost the league to Lille. You don't remember that?
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
right, he lost the okay.
Yeah,
But
he lost
in
the
second
Lille.
season,
He lost. But wait,
Yeah, but he's the first man since they get money to lose.
But wait.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. But
stop.
I agree that I agree there's better managers than him though. Like I've said, Klopp is better than him. I'm not. Look, what I'm saying is I don't think Poch is up there with the best. He's not. But I think he's better than what we're seeing right now. I think he's bearing the brunt of a shambolic football club. I think Chelsea are just a joke.
I want to hear what your Never Walk Alone FC has to say, because he's got.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
I'm gonna go. You see, Stel, I completely agree with you about the Carabao Cup. They should have won it against Liverpool. But why do I not rate Poch? Poch made changes in the 70th and 80th minute, which completely swung the game, like he always does. apart from Ten Hag this season, I have not seen another coach that makes detrimental changes that lead to his.
That's why Klopp's
either
better.
losing control
That's why I said
or
Klopp is
losing
better.
game. Yeah, okay. But the final thing is, he needs to. The final thing about Poch is, just for me to go, he needs to fire his agent style, because he has advised him, a young manager who likes to develop young players, who likes kind of a stable environment with control. His agent advised him to go to the most unstable, most diva-like culture and dressing rooms in PSG and in Chelsea. His agent fucked him still, because if he gets sacked from Chelsea, he's never getting a big job again still. He's never getting another big job. If he gets sacked now from Chelsea, and he needs to fire his agent. That's
he don't need a big job. He went Spurs, innit? So he can do it.
In my opinion, his perfect club.
You could go like Seville. You could go like Seville or Atletico.
No, not Seville. His perfect club. In my
Conte
opinion.
and Jose came to Spurs, man.
No, guys. Poch's perfect club, in my opinion, which has the perfect structure for him, young players. They give him time. Borussia Dortmund. That is the perfect club where he, I think, will really succeed. Because there he has a sporting director. He has a really good scouting structure. There's not a lot of politics like a Bayern Munich or a PSG.
Stefan, can I say something though? Right, when we knew that the whole ship had sunk at Spurs last year, Conte has gone, Stellini come in, made it worse. Ryan Mason sunk it even further. The entire stadium, I was there, was singing "He's magic," Maurizio Pochettino. All the YouTube fan channels were saying, "Bring back Poch to the club." So
I remember that. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Like, don't dismiss him from being another big club manager again, because I think a lot of chairmen will say, "Do you know what? There's a good manager there, but that club, you're just a joke of a club." So maybe Borussia Dortmund, because they're a big club. They are a big club. Maybe you're right.
He'd be perfect. He'd be perfect for Dortmund. I think maybe even if Emery leaves, for example, I think he'd be good for an Aston Villa. But a top four. An Arsenal, a Man City, even Spurs. I don't think Spurs would hire him.
Let's be honest with you, innit, yo. It goes back down to when the top is rubbish, it all trickles down. So you have to get the structure right, and if the structure's not right, it's going to be flawless. This is why Tottenham's struggling. Look, let me be honest with you. We're not going to win a fucking trophy. I'm going to say it straight.
So, quick question, you lot. Yeah,
we can hire any Dick and Harry. Yeah, we can hire any Dick and Harry until the owners fix their shit. We're gonna be stuck where we are. So, look, I rate what you're saying about Poch, innit? Poch, for me personally, innit? Yeah, I think. See, in fact, I'm not gonna say it here. I'm gonna say it later on, innit? If it fucks up with Ange, yeah. Then I might say what I'm going to say in it, but I don't want to jump the gun too quick.
Before you go, Steph, I just want to highlight something. Yeah. So all you guys defending Poch so much, yeah, you're all defending him off the fact that he won something in France, or the fact that he never won nothing at Spurs. What are you defending him for?
I look. I don't think Poch is the kind of manager you put it at a big club with big name players, big egos. I don't think he's a manager that can deal with that. I don't think he's he's not an Ancelotti man. He doesn't even come close. But give him a Southampton and say, get us into Europe, he'll do it. Give him a Spurs and say, try and win a Europa Cup, try and really shock everyone. I think he can do it. And he did it at Spurs. The only thing was the one time at Spurs when we were brilliant, the chairman said, you know what, we ain't going to sign no players for 2 years because of whatever reason, and it killed us. And I think do you know, I personally think Poch is still slightly scarred from all that nonsense, man. But I said, he's not elite. He's not a Wenger. He's not a Fergie, a Pep, a Klopp. He's not. He's a nearly man. Poch is a nearly man. He is, you know.
But that's my like. Because Preach loves.
Sorry, Steph, before you go, because I want to tie this into my point. So why do you not put so much pressure on us and say that we have to get rid of Arteta then? But you're so defensive for Poch.
Because they're scared.
No, you know what?
Because Poch never got the money the way Arteta did. He never.
But he had money at he's had money spent.
He got tons of money at PSG.
PSG, like I said, PSG is a big ego club. Poch is
But he got money though, so now it's money plus ego. Then it's set up. Then it's this. You have so
But
much
he did
defenses
still win.
for
He
Poch.
still won
But you-
the major
think
honors,
about
innit?
Think about it though. But he failed though first.
Failed. Okay,
But
you're
why are you
saying
focusing on
failed
the
at
failure
what?
thing, not
Failed
the
at
success?
winning the Champions League? Let's just
No, the
justify.
League One. He's the first man that since they got all their money and
still
all the
won it,
managers
though.
they ever had. No,
Yeah,
but
no,
he
but he
didn't.
still won it though, yeah.
But he did. He also did not.
That's
You get
not
what I
true,
mean?
Jinx. He's the second. Emery lost the league to Monaco.
So Emery must be shit as well then.
There you go.
Again, it's
But
the
Emery's
same
not
argument.
shit. Emery's quality. Emery's
No,
a top
Emery
player.
is Emery, but again, this is what I mean by context and by
So-
fit.
Thank you.
We're
Because
talking about this.
you're all pushing back on Steph for saying that Chelsea, Steph Poch ain't the guy to bring him back to glory days. That's all he's saying. Poch ain't that guy. And by your own testament, you just said he's a naily man. So you're all agreeing with Steph.
No, but the difference between
No, I'm defending.
There's
Poch
always
being
a
a good
difference
manager.
or some justification.
No,
Steph's right by your own testaments of what you're saying.
yeah,
No, Jinx, I'm not saying Poch is the right man to bring.
But that's the
a Premier
debate.
League title
It's that
to
does
Chelsea.
Poch need to go? That's what the whole question was.
but with the
I'm just
current
defending
players,
Poch being I'm just defending Poch being a good manager. I think he's better than what
That's
we're
not
seeing
what the
at Chelsea.
question was, though.
Sorry, I came halfway in, bro. Sorry. I don't
let
know.
me lay the foundation it quickly.
Go on, TJ.
With the players that he has on the pitch right now, with a fresh 11 players, with the young, you're not going to be winning nothing. Come on, man. Let's be real. Stop all this whining and balling. You could bring the best managers to that club and they will fail. You need to understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, cool. Look, Pochettino is to blame as well. There's things that he's gotten wrong. I'm not saying he's pitch perfect, but you have to criticize how they've gone about their rebuild.
No, but wait, TJ, let me just so let's do it by the criteria of what are his strengths. And
Go for it.
Stel has always said this about Poch, and I agree. His biggest strength at Spurs was he developed young players.
Youngsters.
Dele Alli,
Yep.
Son,
I agree.
Harry Kane. Okay, by
Whilst
that
they were
criteria-
surrounded with experienced
Wait,
players,
wait,
Stefan, which Chelsea have
but,
none.
okay, Kyle Walker, a lot. Danny Rose, I know. I
But
know.
Dembele was experienced. Wanyama was experienced. There's experienced players in that team as well.
Wanyama was like 24. Come on, you didn't take him like 28. He wasn't 28 when you
Bro,
signed him.
Wanyama was good the last 2 seasons when he was older. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay, but he still developed one of his
Hugo
biggest
Lloris.
strengths.
Hugo Lloris wasn't a kid. He was the
Okay,
captain.
but wait, stop. One of his biggest strengths as a coach, you would agree, is his development and his management of young players, turning them good, right? Tell me one young player at Chelsea, apart from Cole Palmer, that has actually improved under his tutelage this season.
Yes, but your template. But see, listen, this is the thing as well. You have
You're
to
not
put
answering
this
his
into
question. You're not
consideration.
answering his question,
Your
TJ.
template
You're not answering
is
his question.
Okay,
Don't
wait,
move.
No,
We're talking. Look, I'm even.
That's
I'm
an
even
easy
trying-
question to answer. That is a very
You're,
easy
No,
you're
but
ignoring
you-
the culture though. No, because what
a
you're
very
doing is
easy
you're making
question
this
to
black or white. You're making this black
but
or
he
white.
builds
ignoring
the
the grey
culture,
stuff in
Stel.
the middle.
Very
He
easy
builds
question
the
to answer.
culture.
I know what you're doing. You just hate. Listen, you hate anything linked to Tottenham. It's in your DNA.
That's
Of
not
course.
true.
I hate
How
you
is
guys.
that? That's not true.
Bro, I do a show with Stefan every
Listen,
week.
it's-
I do a show with Stefan every week. That's
But
what I
you,
know.
when you started your whole soliloquy, you said you Arsenal fans are being disingenuous.
Yeah.
I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't care. You think do you really think I give a fuck about Poch and Spurs that much? No
you're
disrespect,
being-
but do you genuinely think I do?
I think you're being. I never said whether you care.
Okay, guys, you
just said
his
no about
biggest-
Arsenal
Okay,
fans.
wait. Let me.
I
Jinx,
said,
let me.
I said Arsenal fans are disingenuous because they look at Chelsea and cuss it, but they forget the process they went through for 5 years. That's the disingenuous bit.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
But that still doesn't mean that Poch
okay.
is going to be the guy.
That's a different question.
Okay,
So
That was
let
the
me.
actual. Okay, I'll give up.
Wait. Let me. Okay, first of all.
No, you asked me a
guys-
different question, Chinks. I was answering your
Okay,
question.
wait. Let me answer. Let me clarify to Stel and to TJ one more point. First of all, you criticize me for shitting on Poch for saying that you're not taking into account the context, the structure that he's in. It's a complete shit show. I agree with that. Okay, so I said the context, but one of his strengths as a coach is that he still develops young players no matter where he goes. At PSG, he developed young players there also. Young players improve. At Chelsea, as a pure coach, let's be honest, if we look at that one criteria where that is his main strength, he has been shit. Not one young player
No,
apart from
Stefan,
Cole Palmer has
Stefan,
developed.
No, this is where I disagree because first of all, wait, hold on. I'll tell you why I disagree. Let me tell you why I disagree. Right. First of all, he picked the young players at Spurs he was going to work with to develop. He inherited these players at Chelsea.
He didn't pick Dele Alli still.
Wait, second, not all of them, but some of them. Secondly, at Chelsea, there is no elder players, experienced players to help nurture them and to facilitate their improvement.
Thiago Silva.
I'll give you a great example. I'll give you one example. Yesterday, when Arsenal battered Chelsea, after the game, I'm sitting there watching the post-match interviews, and Conor Gallagher comes out, young player, and he's asked the question, why are the fans turning against you? What does it feel like knowing that the fans don't like you, right? Or something like that. How are you, as a club, as a culture, putting a young kid out there to answer that question? That sums everything up for Chelsea for me. Why isn't Thiago Silva coming out and speaking? Why isn't a senior person coming out and speaking?
Because he didn't play still. He was on the bench.
Okay, but they've got no youngsters. They've got no senior person like
Aspilicueta.
There you go. Well done. To come out and speak on behalf of why the fans don't like us right now. That for me is telling. When I saw that, I thought this club's fucked.
So before you go, Steph, why didn't Poch say that? Why did Poch let Gallagher go out?
That's a good point.
Fair play. I can't argue that.
Because Arsenal, because this is again, you're completely right.
You lot just love Poch. The same way you say we hate Poch, you just love him.
No, I don't love him.
You have a defense for everything we say. You lot still haven't given Steph one player he's improved. He never chose Palmer. He still improved him. So what about the other 30 man he ain't improved?
For me, I was gonna say, I feel like due to the environment that Chelsea's in, I think it's been a bit difficult for him to be able to improve them in the way that we know he can. You know what I'm saying, like the pressure. He hasn't.
I preach. So you're telling me right now, there's no manager in the world who could have got a better tune out of these players this season.
No, there are managers that can.
So we're all in agreement with Steph then.
But what I'm saying,
there's someone better. We're all in agreement with Steph.
No, what I want to say is I feel like it wasn't one season plan. Like the rebuild weren't based on one season. That's how I feel.
A man's in the comments asking me who did Potter improve. What has that got to do with the argument?
I can tell
People
you
are
one
just
thing.
stupid.
Let me land.
What has that got to do with my argument?
Shouldn't we wait 2-3 years before deciding if Poch is like the wrong guy? Shouldn't we not wait and give him a little bit of time, like Arteta got, like Andrew's going to be given?
No, say like it's not about.
All right, so
wait, let me land. It's not
sorry.
It's not about whether you should wait or not. Yeah, like this day and age, you don't have to wait. Chelsea's not known for waiting anyway. Yes,
even the fact that it needs to wait, that shows
So I agree with that. But me personally, I think he's good enough to wait and give him time. I think he's got.
I think so.
Yeah, I think once experience is added to that squad, which they've got this season, then we'll see we'll see how.
I can even make. Wait, preach. I can even make a strong argument.
Yeah,
that he has made players worse.
No, listen, I get what you're saying, yeah, but he's like you've already said as well. Chelsea's a shambolic club right now, isn't it? Like, so I'm adding that factor. I get what you're saying, but what you're saying doesn't add that factor.
But didn't we all agree? Wait, hold on. You know what? But see, now I might have joined halfway through the next topic, innit? But didn't we all agree when we were talking about United that Yarbs was saying, he was like, what did he say? He was like, he's still half and half. He don't know if Ten Hag. He wants Ten Hag to go because generally it's a big fuck up from the top to the bottom. So you have to give the manager time to adapt. Obviously, look. I don't give a fuck. I hope Poch fails. I really want him to fail. To be honest with you,
and to coincide with you lot's experience argument, he had all these great games. What was the last game that someone quoted that he had Thiago Silva in defense?
Oh, against the FA Cup, Man City.
All right, next game he takes the experience out the team. We're not gonna criticize him for that.
But I think
All we do
Yes.
is make justifications and excuses for his mistakes and blame everything but him.
Can I
But then
just
when your own points don't align with your own argument, you just dismiss it.
Can I ask you something, right? Let me ask you a
No,
question.
but can we address the fact that you just said they need experience? They just played good with Thiago Silva. He, who's your messiah, therefore chose to take that experience out the team. And you're not going to say that's a bad thing on his behalf.
You go first,
Yeah,
though.
but we don't know what's going on in training or wider circumstances are behind that. You know what I mean?
But he was on the bench though.
Well,
And
to
he
be
got
fair,
didn't he?
I don't know. Jinx, I don't know.
the thing is, what's come out at the moment is that Silva's actually agreed a verbal with Brazilian club Fluminense. Afterwards. So he's basically on his way out. There's clearly been some type of bust up or something because he's agreed with another club that he's gonna make the transfer. So make of that what you will.
So that's a good thing on his behalf to keep him out the team.
If the players play for
Now
you,
he's putting bust ups over.
let me throw you this: if Odegaard,
I get what FaZe is saying still, and I get.
You lot don't hold him responsible for none of his mistakes.
no.
I do. He has done things wrong. He has.
Listen, I think the mistake he made was making, the whole that penalty situation. I felt he could have dealt with a lot better. Do you know what I'm saying? When them men were fighting over the penalty, he should have been the man to pull him off and say, "Look, let me substitute this place." Remember, we spoke about it with John a couple of weeks back. He said, "Look, he should have pulled it off." Afterwards, he's come and he's tried to explain the situation. He was showing. I don't think the leadership was strong in that case. So I'm not going to stand there and completely defend Poch on that one.
That's all I'm saying. He's got some responsibility in this.
Actually, can I just say as well, right? In case people think, oh, you just love Poch because he's ex-Spurs, right? I also, and I'm being consistent here, I think Ten Hag is better than what we're seeing. I think he's a better manager than what we're seeing at Man United. And I think that culture has swallowed him up. And he's made mistake after mistake after mistake because he can't handle the culture that is Man United. At Ajax, it was a much more steadier ship, a better structure. That Ten Hag
He was
Ajax,
getting grilled. He was getting grilled at first as well at Ajax. Just the same way on TV. He was getting grilled.
I watched them cook in the Champions League against Real Madrid, against Juventus. They should have beaten Spurs, man. I'm saying
Hullet was grilling him when he first came.
I think he's a better manager as well. I do.
I'll ask this question at the top, guys. Could Eric Ten Hag win 2 trophies and still be sacked? What do you guys think?
No, he ain't.
You get a statue at Spurs.
But you know what? Yeah, that just shows how poor Spurs are.
Right. The Spurs, man.
Literally, man. I'm sorry, man. We've just diverted from that question. If Eric Ten Hag wins a trophy,
he's got another season grace.
You reckon? Do you not think they're fed up with the style of play?
No, you know what? I think they should give him time.
The way they're losing the games, I don't know. I feel like the fan base is quite split on Eric Ten Hag, and they are blaming the board at the moment. They're saying it's the board that need to go. They need to get rid of the board. Some fans like Yomes are saying it's the structure. It's because they had no structure in place. But surely they can't sack a manager, or can they sack a manager, even though he wins a trophy against Man City? They're rivals as well in a cup final.
Well, they're just gonna have a new structure now, isn't it?
Let's be real. Who are they gonna go for? Because what managers are out there? That's another thing as well.
They could go for an Almiron.
But you have to take it into consideration that right now there's manager shortage all over the gaff.
They can buy. They got money to buy a manager.
So, look, I believe there's more bigger fish to fry before you sack that manager. Do you get where I'm coming from? Look, for me, look, I don't care about Eric Ten Hag, but when it comes down to Eric Ten Hag, if he wins a trophy, man, he has to stay, because for me, that just proves he's a trophy man.
I respect.
In his worst season, he's still winning trophies. Come on, man.
I respect the consistency. Because all the pressure you put on us, say Saka, Arteta, he ain't won this, and all this stuff, and then now you got Ten Hag winning stuff, and you still want it to be sacked.
Listen, I oppose the question. If you don't win the title,
no, not you though, TJ. I'm not saying that to you.
Yeah, I oppose the question. The reason why I was saying, what are you going to look to get rid? Because I think you can get better. You can get someone like Zidane.
So do you think Chelsea can get better? And Poch.
Hold on, preach. You got.
I just like to keep consistency because I notice a lot of fans don't have that.
Yeah.
Because now Arsenal can do better.
So. Yeah, I think there are better managers out there.
So we were all incorrect to jump on Poch for jumping on Steph for saying he doesn't think Poch is the guy.
No, but the context is different. The context is different between Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal is title contending. Yeah, so you're going from not winning a title to go into that next step. So I had a discussion with an Arsenal fan, and you know what? It might sound deluded that I'm going to say it here, but I was saying, wouldn't you give someone like a Mourinho a go?
Never.
Because he's a trophy-winning manager. Never. He will take you over the line. I'm just using Mourinho as the example.
You lot tried that and it didn't work.
Brother, listen, don't compare Tottenham to Arsenal.
So the problem is, exactly, that's the problem. I don't think it's fair to compare each club the same way. I don't think you can do that.
It makes no sense. Tottenham, we're shambolic. We've had
put that comment back up, please. The one before it says I'm a clown.
I was gonna say, listen, stay within the show.
So look, no Spurs fan is saying Poch is the best manager Chelsea can get. Every Spurs fan in the chat, in the show, went against Steph when he said that Poch isn't the guy. So by you admitting that there's someone better, do you not see how that don't make sense?
Listen, brother, you're whamming my words.
Just to address that point, though. No, but just to address that point where he's saying no Spurs fan, there's Spurs fans on the show we're all watching, which I'm on, which you in the comments watch, who all disagreed with Steph for saying that Poch isn't the guy, which means if he's not the guy, there's another guy that's available. Do you get what I mean? So
Shinks,
actually Spurs fans on the show that did exactly what you're saying Spurs fan didn't do. Am I the only one who sees that?
Right.
Am I making sense though before we move on? Or am I not making sense?
No, you're not.
That's you, Stelios. Is anyone else agree with me? I'm not making sense.
Let me be real in it, yeah. You're mistaking context in it. No, let me be real. I'm just gonna make. No, you're not making sense. Let me be real. In this situation, you're not.
So highlight the comment, please.
You're not making sense.
I genuinely don't see how I'm not making sense, and I've got an A and a B in English. Look, Chinks is a clown. No Spurs fan. Zero. There's 2 Spurs fans on the show who disagree with me.
It comes down with context, initially, brother.
No, but in terms of the words on the screen and the words come out of my mouth and the words that you guys said, disagreeing with Steph that Poch isn't the right guy, can we not see Spurs fans who are pushing back against what Steph was saying, which therefore means that he is the best guy because there's no other guys available? Can we not see that?
Right, Chinks.
So let me just hear from someone else, please. Ash and Preach, because you've been very quiet. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear exactly what you're saying.
Does what I'm saying make sense?
No, I understand what you're saying. I understand.
Thank you. That's all I needed because I thought I was going crazy.
No,
go on.
But I just want to hear the context from my brothers as well. Go on.
Context is important, man. We're all in. You just used the example of Tottenham with Mourinho and Arsenal, and I used Mourinho as an example. You compared Tottenham situation to your situation. I'm not saying Poch is amazing, and I'm not saying he's the best manager out there, but you have to put context in place. There's better managers out there,
which is what Steph said. No, which is what Steph said. No.
Yeah, that's what Steph's saying.
So, but didn't people disagree with him when he said that?
Yeah, what he was saying.
I disagree because I just said I think if you give him time, like 2-3 seasons, they'll get there. That was my thing.
But does that dispute what Steph said, that there's better people available?
No.
That's all I'm saying.
That's what I disagree with, though. That's the bit I disagree with, because
So Poch is the guy. He's the only guy that can ever do anything at Chelsea.
No.
But by him disagreeing with that, is that not what he's saying? Or am I the only one who understands English?
No, because it's context of the club that you're talking about. Example, right? Listen, you can disagree. It's okay. Spurs have got Ange Postecoglou. Why? Why have we got Ange? Of all the managers, why? Do you know why? What other idiot wants to come to us? What other idiot wants to take on this job? We are a step up from what this guy's ever done in his life. He's never been at a Premier League club, let alone a Big Six club, right? Could Chelsea, with this chairman, the way he's running it, buying all the players, in charge of these contracts, can Chelsea attract a better manager that says, you know what, I really, really want that job? I don't know. Maybe Poch was the level they could attract. So is there better managers in world football? Yeah. Is there better they can attract? I don't know. I don't think Spurs can attract better than Ange. No way we can. But Chelsea's different to us. So maybe they can attract better than Poch. But maybe they can't. That's kind of where I'm coming at it from. Liverpool will be able to attract pretty much any manager they want after Klopp. Pretty much anyone.
We tried to get their manager, but the manager they're linked with in Arne Slot, and he turned us down.
That's what I'm saying.
Liverpool come calling, and he's like, well, hey, I might have to go there, you know. It's a bit mad.
That's my point. Can Chelsea...
I kind of hear what both people are saying still.
Ash, can Chelsea under this chairman, not Abramovich, can Chelsea under Todd Bowley and his kamikaze approach to transfers, can they attract a Zinedine Zidane? Can they attract a Jurgen Klopp?
I don't know. Right now, Chelsea, it's the culture. I think it's the brand at the moment. It looks like, because what Arteta looks like, it looks like Arteta is a top coach in the respect that he's able to get Havertz, who's been doing poorly at Chelsea, being able to do a lot more with him. So now, you know, Arteta's looking like a better coach. Now,
so sorry.
Go on. You're gone.
So, you see that whole thing of what you just used with, and what's his name, the Slot and Ange, yeah. So what's his name didn't want to go, and Ange did, and Slot didn't. Yeah. Do you think Slot would have done better than what Ange done now?
I believe so.
Maybe.
Look, I'll hold my foot on this.
Is that
I believe so.
Now we're doing if buts
Look,
and
it's
maybes.
not factual. Listen,
I don't know.
I believe so. Do you know why? Because personally, I think Stel's going to disagree with me, and a lot of Spurs fans are going to disagree with me. But I feel this high line causes us more problems, and I'm not just going to blame the high line for all of our problems, but this high line, the way we play, causes us more problems than playing a normal back four.
You know what with Slot? I don't know how he is with his in-game tactics in terms of changing things. Does he tweak during the game? Where we're quite... Slot is aggressive.
And just setup, just generally the setup. I'm talking about the setup itself. Like, for me, personally, look, I get that Ange has his style.
Arne Slot is not as high risk.
Yeah, that's
exactly. So for me personally, we're not going to be conceding more as much as we're conceding now. I can say that as a fact.
The thing is though, with Ange,
but then I might be wrong again.
You know what? Ange has got the charisma. He's got the personalities, the father figure, a bit like what Klopp was to Liverpool. He was able to come in, change the culture at the start of it. From what I saw, anyway, he was able to get everyone on board, and that was by playing the style of football that people wanted to see. We were winning games, and we're winning games in a way that people could get behind. And then when he came out to the press, he was busting jokes like, "I'm just copying Pep, mate." Do you know what I mean? The media lapped that up, fans lapped that up. I'm not sure if Slot would have had that same impact.
But do you think it's consistent though?
However, I don't know if like maybe Slot would have taken a little bit longer to get his message across, because Ange came in and he got his philosophy over quick, and the players just responded well to it. I don't know if Slot would have been a little.
I heard
low.
that, and I heard that he's really good. His English is really good.
That
He's
is,
a
it
good-
is. I've
yeah,
heard
I've
it.
heard,
And you know what,
I've heard
yeah?
that he's a good communicator in terms of getting his message across. I've heard of quite a few things. I'm not even gonna lie. I've only just started checking up on things, but like I've heard quite a few good things.
If you've heard good things about him, another thing that I want to put to the table as well, for me, I'm just starting to become a yes man. You know, he's green lighting these yes man players that our next managers, we didn't want someone to be a puppet. And I'm seeing players like Werner and Johnson come to my club.
Wait, hold on. When you say we didn't want managers, are you saying
Personally,
fans?
I'm going to say but I'm
I
classing
mean, like,
myself as
in the fans, because
well, I'm a fan in it, yeah. I'm a fan, and I didn't want
manager that the owners want. Your owners want a yes man.
Yeah, they do.
Exactly.
They do want a yes man.
100%.
Yeah, so exactly. So for me, Slot would be way better in the grand scheme of things, because then I would rate. Look, let me be honest with you. We're talking about Werner signing. Come on, man. Is that the player that's going to take us to the next step?
You know, let's move it away from Spurs then. So in terms of availability, just to dispute some context here, we had Emery was available and Arteta was available. We picked Emery. He's the better manager on paper in terms of when Arteta never had no credentials at all. Yeah, who's been a better manager for Arsenal, Emery or Arteta?
Well, Emery only had a year and a half to prove himself.
Who's been a better manager for Arsenal, Emery
How
or
can you
Arteta?
compare 5 years to 1.5 years though, Chinks? How can you compare that?
Win percentage, I don't know. Trophies.
No, but when you say it like that, the context doesn't make sense. It's not black and white.
How does context not make sense?
You know why? Because when Emery was at your club, you guys were. I remember all the Arsenal fans in the whole entire universe saying they want Stan Kroenke out.
Fans. This is a conversation between me and you. I can't answer for all Arsenal
I'm
fans.
talking about all of you guys, because I know for facts.
I'll be back when you start talking about something I spoke about.
Stan Kroenke, innit? Yeah, you guys wanted Stan Kroenke out because he wasn't getting the players that you wanted. Now you've got Arteta, and you spent good money on half decent players, right? You're comparing someone that's got his players to someone that's not got his players. Firstly, the context has to be put in place.
Unai Emery was given Nicholas, was it Pepe? And was that
exactly the context has to be put in place. You can't compare them type of things, man.
All right, you know what? Let's make it simpler then. So does whoever's available or whoever you're able to get always qualify you getting the best manager for your team?
Say again, Cheeks.
So to see how your whole context to dispute the Poch argument was context has to be who's available at the moment and the level of your club and where your club's at. All those things constitute that you're going to guarantee get the right manager for your club.
No, it doesn't guarantee nothing.
So there's someone who we might not see as a suitable candidate for Chelsea at the moment, who may very well be.
True, yeah. Agree.
So does that not dispute your context of why Poch may not possibly be the guy for Chelsea?
No, but I agree. There could be someone out there. There could, but hold on, no. I'm saying, could Chelsea have got someone of a level that we know about? Because I can't talk about things I don't know. I know.
But you are by saying that, though.
No, I'm not, because you're saying to me, is there a manager out there we've never heard of that could potentially become a good manager one day? And yeah, there is, but until I see
your whole argument to
you can say that for every club.
Your whole argument to dispute my point was in terms of where they're at and who's available. But now I've disputed your point of that. Now it's going somewhere else.
You know what? Yeah,
because you're telling me to talk about the unknown. I can't talk about the unknown.
If you was to lay it like this,
how can you use the unknown to dispute my point?
What unknown have I used to dispute your point?
The whole who's available and who they qualify to get and who they can get. You don't know who Chelsea can get. You don't know what money they have.
Hold on. I never said they couldn't. I asked the question. I said, could Chelsea be getting better than Poch? Are there managers out there that want to take this job? I said, I don't know.
That was one part, and then the second part was that they're not available to them.
No, I never said there's no manager that's not available for Chelsea. I don't know if those managers
that quality want to go to Chelsea. What we know.
Look, why didn't Chelsea get a better manager then? Why didn't they do it?
What do you mean?
I
Why
think
did
So,
Chinks,
so
can I ask
right
you
now,
something?
right now, you're saying that there's a possibility they could have got a better manager than Poch.
Wait, Chinks, can I ask you something
or
quickly?
there's a possibility they couldn't have. And I said, I don't know.
Wait,
So it
Chinks,
could
can
go
I ask
either
you
way then.
something?
So as easy as there can't
Yes,
be,
it
there
can go
can
either
be.
way. Yes, it can
So
go
there
either
you
way.
go
Yeah.
then. So Steph's
know,
not wrong
Chinks.
for saying he can do better than Poch.
No, because he's gone
Yes,
one way.
but
No, because he's gone one way.
Okay.
but Chinks, can I ask you something, innit? Yeah, hold on one second. Yeah?
Steph went one way. That's what.
I just want to clarify something, innit? We're not saying that Poch is the be-god, the god of all
I never
managers.
said you
We're
said
not, I'm
that,
not
though.
saying that, yeah?
I never said.
I'm
I
not
never
saying that.
said. You lot keep chiming in on that argument like I said that. All
But
I said
the
was
way all you
did was jump down throat when you said
shows
that.
always like a court case, man. I feel like the pressure.
Yeah, because I like to hold
I
people.
feel like I'm on trial.
I like to hold people to what they say because I'm an extremely
Fair
literal
play, I like
person.
it. I like the
Hence
challenge.
why I
I like
don't.
the challenge.
Hence why I don't say mad stuff. You get what I mean?
Agreed.
There's no
Okay,
clips
cool.
on this show ever of me saying something stupid,
Agreed.
ever, because
Oh,
I'm
well,
extremely
I don't
literal.
know
And I think Ash, you've been there with every show of me. Can you think of anything?
Shinks,
No,
let
I
me ask you a
mean,
question then.
no.
Shinks, what's your opinion on this then? Do you think, like, if we consider managers that we know, like top managers that we know that are available now, or if you paid enough money to get them out of their contract to bring them to your club, do you think there's managers out there of a level that we can say, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, good manager that would want this job at Chelsea right now, the way it's structured with this ownership. Do you think that's a manager would say, do you know what? I really want that job. I really want it.
Me aligning with Steph's point, where I'm coming from as an Arsenal fan, someone who went that approach with who was available and who we all knew, which was Emery, and I saw how that went. And then we went with the unknown of Arteta, which we didn't know, and seen how well he's done. Do you see why I align with the unknown instead of
I
the
agree.
known, i.e.
Makes
Conte?
Okay,
Mourinho.
but I'm asking about Chelsea though. I'm asking
Mm.
about Chelsea. Like, do you think there's an established manager that we know who's better than Poch right now? Someone that we all know.
Why is it
Chelsea,
only?
Because we're talking
Why is
about
it
Poch and Chelsea.
But why do
That's
they
why.
only have to be established to be better than Poch for Chelsea?
No. I'm not saying there is a manager who isn't established.
But that's my whole argument, though.
Yeah, but my argument is Chelsea maybe just brought in the best that they thought they could attract, or managers that were prepared to take the job, because other managers looked at it and said, "Fuck that."
Because they're going off that approach of what you lot want, of the guys who are available and fit the criteria you want, which Arteta didn't. And I would more rather go the approach with someone who makes sense, who doesn't necessarily in terms of who are available and ticks all the boxes outside of
Chinks, this is.
Can
Can I ask you a question? I want to know something about you, Nick. So, this is why I proposed the question early on the show. If Arteta doesn't win the title, now that's 2 years running, could you get better?
In my opinion, no.
But there are there is managers out there that are proven in many leagues, but are proven winners. So that's why I used the example. I'm not saying this person will come to you, but Mourinho, he's a proven winner.
Disagrees with that because Chinks already went for the proven, or not the proven, the known quantity, and he's saying the unknown quantity for him in his with Arteta is working out better, and so that's why he prefers. Even though for him, like, let me just speak on Chinks here if I can. For him, it's not about the trophies, because when Arteta came, he changed the style of play, and he's not the only man I've had on the show that has said that. That's an Arsenal fan. Like, I've had Arsenal fans that go to the stadium and they said, forget all the league gunners and all the YouTubers, man. They're talking nonsense. The real Arsenal man, them that go to the actual games, we understand and appreciate what Arteta has done. The style of play that he's bringing, he's improved us drastically. I remember how we were playing, and I'm behind this. Like, forget all this Arteta out nonsense, blah, blah, blah. Chinks is happy. He said, look, I've asked him before. I said, Rob, boom, if you, man, don't get a trophy, what you say to me? Chinks said, look, I remember how bad it was. I'm just grateful. Listen, I'm humble. I'm just so happy to have the style of play that we're playing football I can actually be proud of. I can get behind it. Do you know what I mean? So, like, when people were throwing shame at us, or other fans were throwing shame at, like, Poch and saying, like, bro, Poch hasn't won anything. Is he really a good manager? What did he do at Tottenham? Chinks was like, he would defend it. He would back it. He'd be like, bro, it's not all about the trophy. That's being disingenuous. You got to take it to context.
Chinks is rare, bro. Chinks is rare. Chinks
You're
is
rare,
a rare
right?
thing.
I'm kind of
Rare
backing this one.
Ash.
And
Thank
see,
you.
look, he's been consistent. Because I know what you man. I know what TJ is saying. Because I actually threw that question at him just to kind of clarify it. Like I think like TJ, you're saying, look, Arteta's got you there, but now just to get
now you need to go there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get that. But he's saying, no, listen, I couldn't even cover shows. Like, you think I could? I used to be embarrassed.
Yeah, but Ash, you see with my Arsenal.
Yeah, but what
Arsenal. Go on, sorry, bro. Go on.
So this is the thing, though. Yeah, see with Arteta, see, like you say, he's brought Arsenal to the here.
Mm-hmm.
He's then brought Arsenal to here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's brought Arsenal to here. I've not seen Arteta once bring Arsenal back to here. It's always been. The problem is people are trying to make Arteta bring Arsenal from here to here straight away.
No, but that's what.
But he's getting from here, and like this is the same thing that happened with Liverpool. But this is what one more thing I want to land is what, and I say it to Toon quite a lot here, because Newcastle ain't been in the title race. You don't understand.
I pick up Toon tactics here.
My guy Toon.
Big up Toon, yeah. I say this all the time, yeah. Like, you can get happy with getting 4th place, yeah. You see, after about 3-4 seasons of getting 4th place, yeah, you're gonna get fed up with it, and you're gonna want top 2. Yeah, you see, we'll get top 2, you know, for about
and they're gonna get fed up.
Seasons. You're gonna get fed up with top 2.
And they're fed up with it, and then you're gonna want to go to the next level, right?
Yeah, and that's
Thank you.
And so that's what Arsenal's gonna go through. But at the same time, you've got to realize Arteta's just bringing them to that place anyway, bit by bit. So they've got to be happy.
Cool,
and
makes sense.
That's my thing. That's my thing. And
makes
like
sense.
phase mad is rare for real.
But what these men are saying with Emery now, the argument is Emery didn't really get that time because Arteta finished 8th.
Yeah, okay.
He finished 8th.
Exactly. And the money wasn't there.
Emery got a year and a half, do you understand? And he didn't really get as much investment and time. Not just money investment, but time.
And at the time, you need to also consider this. That's why I said all fans, okay, cool, I'm not going to class you Trinks, were screaming out, Cronky out. They were in shit shows. Let's be honest with you. So
can you?
I need
to go on Chinks' Twitter and go back 4 or 5 years to see what's going on.
But what happened?
Before you go,
that happened with Arteta as well, though.
Can you not see how you lot's whole viewpoint of getting the best name aligns with those fans who wanted these guys out? Can you not see that whole reactionary? I want to win something now. More aligned with them than me. Because think about my lifetime. I know Graham a little bit, but Wenger and Arteta has my best times ever supporting my club have been those guys, and it's been some nigga I didn't know. Pochettino, I don't really know him before, but I don't think he was the fucking best available name at that moment, being when you lot got him. Do you know what I mean? There's some nigga we don't know who we're not accounting that will blow these guys we don't know out the water. And just on my own team, because I don't know you guys' teams as well as you. I can gladly admit that. But based off what I've seen in my own team, our most successful periods have been managers who weren't the best name available at that moment.
Arsenal fans weren't saying this 2-3 years ago, man. Sorry, bro, they weren't. Arsenal fans 3-4 years ago wanted Arteta out. They were turning against him and all sorts.
He said he can't speak for Arsenal fans.
I'm not Jesus, Stelio, so I can't answer for all our sins.
He doesn't speak for himself. I get what he said. But
and this is why what annoys me. Yeah, you see how you lot are referring to these Arsenal fans. As much as I may be combative with
jump behind me.
I like you guys here, you Spurs fans here, more than some of my own fan base. Do you get? That's why when you want me to answer for their sins, I'm like, fuck them. They're what's wrong with my club and our fan base. Do you know? I like you. You guys are supposed to be our enemies. I like Son and Kane more than some of our own fans. Because that's how thick I think that mentality is.
Yeah, I hear it, man.
Listen, do you know what? To be fair, when we had Poch and I was arguing with my Arsenal friends, and I was saying to them, look, man, I know we haven't won a trophy, but you know, we're not buying those last extra quality players to get it over the line. And do you know what? Where we were before Poch and where we are now, man. Do you know? I'll tell you who talks just like you, Chinks. Where I sit at the stadium at Spurs, there's a group of about 8, 9 old boys. It must be 65, approaching 70. This lot. They were here when Spurs were good. So we're going back 40 years, yeah, in the 80s when Spurs were actually good. Hoddle days, Waddle, all that stuff.
Nah, man,
And
sorry to cut you, Stelios, yeah? You see when you lot were, because them Arsenal fans are disingenuous. Poch, when Poch was there and you lot were finishing above us and get the Champions League final. I understand you didn't win the title, but you lot were fucking good then. You were better than us by far.
Well, this is what I was going to say to you. The boys I sit next to at Spurs are all old boys. And they said to me that when they used to come in the 80s, they've seen us win European trophies, FA Cups. We almost won the league in 85. We blew it last couple of weeks. Everton come in and won it. And they say to me, what they saw under Poch, the football they saw, they've never seen it that good. And for that reason, they fucking love Pochettino because he showed them something they've never seen before. And we're talking about comparing Poch to one of the best teams we've ever had in the 80s when we had top players. So I get what you're saying, Chinks. I actually do understand what you're saying because the guys I sit next to, they say the same thing about how it was under us.
And you know what? After all I've said, I fucking understand you now. Because if what Poch gave you is what Arteta gave me, I understand exactly what you're fucking saying. And I can take a step back. I apologize. You might be right. You might be right. Yeah. You might
I was gonna say, I was gonna say, you know how I do that. If Arsenal don't get over the line, and you've got a man like Odegaard, who, in my opinion, is a top player, like he did it last season. This season, he's coming into his own now. If Arsenal don't get over the line season after season for whatever reason, does he then turn his head like Kane did and look to go to Real Madrid? If Real Madrid come calling and say, look, Ra, we want some of that Odegaard, you know?
Not now, Ash. Not yet.
You don't think he leaves? You think he stays for the...
If Arsenal sign a top striker and another left back, I think they're complete. I think the project's complete.
I don't know, because Chinks, what do you think about that? Because you don't think you need a striker. You disagree with that point. You said, like, Arsenal, the way we play, it doesn't really suit our system.
Yeah, I think it will. Because I think
sign a striker, because at the moment it looks like it's working. Why would you kind of mess up what's working? You play with 2 false nines in Havertz and Odegaard. They're your 2 false nines.
That's us. Yeah, like our pressing style.
And then all of a sudden, would that disrupt what Odegaard does? Like, does it mess up your flow? Like, no. Preacher saying no.
You need the tool. It's a tool in the bag for certain games. There's certain games you're gonna need that. It don't matter. Like, you're gonna need that type of striker. You know what I'm saying?
A bit like what City did with Haaland. I think obviously
that's what annoys me. Thank you, Pete. What annoys me. City have just fucked up everything now.
Yeah, we can't.
You know what I mean? It's just FIFA. It's just FIFA again.
Yeah, I've said it before. Back in the day,
you know what? We might as well, Ash. Fuck this show. Let's all support City. You know what I mean? We might as well just do that.
Yeah, City's like picking Muhammad Ali in the boxing. I always say that.
Do you know what I mean?
Picking Brazil back in the day, like, you can't.
It's just not realistic. Who are we going to get of the quality that's amazing, that's going to only pull up and be, I'm cool to just be a tool in the bag? Who of quality is realistically going to want to pull up?
Well, say that. Tony's been twerking for you, man. He's been shaking his
Tony, you know.
I don't know. You're saying, right, who's willing to do that?
Wouldn't you like to replace Jesus with a player that was a better finisher?
No, I'd rather get cover for Saka over a striker, and I love fucking Jesus. I love Jesus. I think he's fucking amazing. I don't think people attribute all the work he does for the team, how he drops deep, how it allows space for other players to play so well. I understand you like judging by
you like the cog in the wheel as opposed to.
Well, I just watched the game and I see
that finishes a piece, because these men are talking about a finisher. You know, when you've got a nice project or you've got a nice house, but all you need now is, I don't know.
You know what they need, innit? Yeah, they need a Kane.
So, Shakes, if Harry Kane played for Arsenal, If
They
Harry
need a
Kane
Kane.
played for Arsenal, you're telling me you're not cooking now. You're not.
I hear what you're saying. We might score more goals, but the way we actually play, which is causing us to dominate so much at this moment, I think that will hinder that more than it would
I
help.
disagree on that because I don't know. Like I feel like with Kane in, because you know what,
our press would be worse.
Kane drops in that kind of hole at times.
True.
And at certain times, Odegaard could maybe push forward like the false nine that he is at the moment, and he could be supplied, and vice versa. They could swap around where Odegaard picks up the ball, Kane's at the top. He finds
to align with you a little bit better.
He split. Did you see that ball he did against Chelsea when he just hit that ball around the corner?
Right.
And it found Havertz, and then Havertz looked like world class the way he finished it. I could see that with Kane, and Kane does that type of ball as well. He does it. He used to do that to Son. That's when I saw that. I was like, "Bro, that's Kane," because Kane used to do that to Son every time. That's how Kane. I mean, Son got the golden boot that year.
Class.
Got top assister. You know what I'm trying to say?
You know why I can agree with you, why I can give you that? Because I hate the narrative, it's always something else for us. It's always we need this or it's always that for us. But I can agree with you that I say Kane would be better than Haaland for us.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because I'm gonna let me do something clickbait now, yeah. I think Jesus is better than Haaland for our style of play. But clip it before I add the second bit, and then there's the
What are you talking about? Like,
I get, bro. You know why I understand, bro?
2 hours and 40 minutes. All right,
because of Bobby Firmino. That's why.
You're talking about like hold up play and all of that, yeah?
That's why.
What you're talking about? Hold up play and that.
Just and even the respect levels and like
just the way
being
this
appreciated for what you do. Like, I get it.
But I fucking hate Bobby. Do you know how much times that Salah and Mane were having a good game? Oh, here comes Bobby. And it's
he does something. I get it.
All right, listen. All right, everyone talks about City. If City win it, becomes a Farmers League. But if the other side of Manchester win the cup, I hate to bring it back to them. They've had a poor season. Do we become a Farmers League equally if Man United win the FA Cup?
I think more. I don't agree with the Farmers League narrative, but I think it's more. I think it's more City that attributes to that than Man U winning a cup, because leagues are way more difficult to win than cups, and I think we put a lot more weight on cups. Because look at Chelsea have won it, and they weren't the best team. I think it's easier to win a cup than a league. A cup's who turns up on the day and your route to the final, and like, do you know what I mean? But I'm too homed in on my Ronaldo versus Messi argument, because Ronaldo done it in the Premier League to ever give up to this Farmers League narrative. I'm sorry, I wish I could, but I just can't.
Like you said, styles makes fights. But
you know what? I don't even think it's the Farmers League thing. I think it's that we might have to start taking City seriously, like their fans. Like, bro, you've actually got something. You get me? Everything was like catching up with United. You get me?
Sorry to cut you, P. Yeah, I just want to big up you, man. Yeah, because the only thing stopping this statement from being true at the moment is what you lot did. Because they would have won 5 in a row if it weren't for you, innit?
Yeah.
So big up you, man, on that.
I'm saying, fam, like you got to start. You got to take the fans seriously when they're talking. Now you're just looking to do all that paper money talk. You get me, bro?
Like, he's 115 charges. Better fucking stick.
You got all of that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, that's what
the deepest thing in it. Yeah, you lot are talking about winning stuff, and I'm just tired, man. You know what is it? I've been quiet, man, and you're just talking about winning stuff, and I don't got nothing to say, bruv.
All right, listen.
We are joke.
Do you think this has been a failure for Liverpool, the way they sent off Klopp? Because obviously they're only going to leave with an energy drink cup. I mean, what do you think about the way it's capitulated?
You're trying to make another TJ with questions like this.
Yeah, but no,
don't disrespect my team.
Pick up you, man. Hey.
Don't disrespect my team, man.
I think the last tour thing is like it's just a nice way to get a little banter and shoot at us. Like it's very rare that a manager that we deem top of their games leaves their team in it. So it's not like it's something that happens all the time. So it's a rare thing. you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: do you think Liverpool will drop off for next season? Do you think there'll be a chance for like an Aston Villa or a Spurs to kind of leapfrog Liverpool?
So I do believe the chance is there, yeah. But like I believe more percentage that it won't happen. Like,
I think Liverpool will hold their spot. They will hold their place.
Yeah, like I feel that will drop more into like top 4 battling than a title. I feel that we will drop there because I feel that's why I don't.
Who will be the 3 then? Who will be the 3?
I don't. It's gonna go. It's gonna be 2. It's gonna be 2. So it's gonna be.
Apparently, Ange wants to win the title next year.
No. It's just gonna be City, Arsenal. I think it's going to be a nice race, maybe up to
who's finishing 3rd then? If you go 4th, who's the 3rd?
We could still finish 3rd, but like it can break. Like you got the race for the top 2, and then the battle for the 3rd. Yeah, like
you're battling for the 3rd, 4th. Okay.
Yeah,
are we being a bit unfair on Unai Emery here? Right, he's just signed a new contract extension, so Aston Villa have now got continuity at the club. They've got good players. I don't see any of those players wanting to leave. And they've got a chairman that is decent. And if he's got money as well, if they go and buy some more good players like they've identified the last couple of years, I can see Villa knocking on the door. I'm not saying they'll win it because I think it will be Arsenal and City next year again. But I can see Villa knocking on the door. I can see them just for a season or 2, maybe just...
they're not going to get enough
1 or 2 years
to be able to watch. Remember, Champions League, same thing. Newcastle's going to happen.
You know what it is? They're knocking on the door, Stelios, but they're playing knockdown ginger.
Yeah. No, but seriously though, I just want to throw the question out there. You guys have heard Ange. You've heard what Ange had to say. Next year we're going for the title. Do you guys believe in that? Because I don't. Personally, I don't.
You know what, IT? You know what? Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I understand their approach. Yeah, but I will say this as an Arsenal fan. Yeah, I don't fall victim to the because you see Ange. I think Ange, he's done extremely well in his first season, considering what you lot have gone. You've lost Kane and the way he's got you to there. Yeah, I think even if he doesn't win nothing this year or the league next season or even the season after that. I don't, unless there's someone who's blatantly better or 100% work, I don't think you should pull the gun on him. I think
that's not what I said, didn't it?
Early.
No. But he's saying next year we're challenging. That's what his statements were, innit? You know. So are we? Listen, I don't believe what I'm saying. It's not even coming out of my mouth, innit? But should we start speaking about Spurs being in this title race? Because generally speaking, that's where his goals, isn't it? Again, I don't believe in it.
You've got to have a season. You've got to have a season like Arsenal did last season. You've got to have a season like Arsenal.
So when managers,
the argument that most Spurs fans say, if we never had our injuries, we would have been higher up the table because we're 17 points off, aren't we, or 15 points off of Arsenal?
Yeah, but Ash, we play 1 game a week. No Europe next year. We've got Europe.
Yeah, but you know what? Listen, there's a part of the season. It doesn't matter how many players you've got. It's a mentality thing. There's a part of the season where that you haven't experienced heartache.
We don't have that.
You don't even realize calling Arsenal bottlers so much last season was heartache, fam. Yeah, and you're seeing it this season. I saw it with Liverpool.
We get a lot of heartache.
You ain't had heartache, bro. You ain't
try giving away a penalty 30 seconds into the Champions League final, bro.
Just Champions League. You ain't had heartache, bro. I'm telling you, you have not had heartache. Like
losing the league to Leicester City.
Exactly, that was heartache, bro. Come on, man. That was heartache, bro. Come on.
That killed us, man. That killed us.
Heartache, bro.
And if we won that Champions League final, let's just hypothetically.
You know about pain, bro. I ain't talking about pain. Trust me.
Even that season, even that season, you're going on like you was expected to win the league. It's because other teams done so bad that it was like it's an opportunity for us, and you didn't take the opportunity. You didn't. The season before, you didn't look like you was going to win the league. Yeah, like you have not had heartache. You have just been disappointing, but you have not had heartache. I'm telling you.
What am I hearing here? I've had 25.
No, you just had I know, bruv. Bruv, remember, like when it comes to the Premiership, Liverpool had waited 30 years. I grew up on the memories of other people.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
But like, listen,
what
we
I'm saying
haven't had a
is,
trophy
what I'm trying to
for
say is,
15 years.
No, but listen to what
A
I'm saying.
W.
Yeah,
I'll
but there's
raise you.
loads, bruv. There's loads of teams. There's loads
Nah,
of
but
teams
it's
that haven't had
different.
trophies. No,
You know
listen to
what
I'm saying.
it-
I beg you, let me land. I beg you, let me land.
Go for it. Do your thing, bro.
There's loads of teams that haven't won trophies, top honors. It's not just you.
Cool.
Yeah, there's loads of teams out there.
Yeah,
So they're
cool.
all unhappy with their journey. I'm not saying you're happy with
But
your
the only
journey.
Big Six club that wins
Now
nothing.
listen to what I'm saying. You know, when you're good enough to win, when you're good enough to win it, and the expectations there, and you don't do it, that's heartache. You lot have
Like
always
losing the
most of
Carabao
the
Cup
time.
final to
Most of
Blackburn
you,
Rovers.
yeah, most of you that have been. It's been hope. You know, I get it. I get it. We've lost bad games. You get me? You've lost bad games. But what I'm saying is, you haven't built up over seasons. Like, we're ready. Like, this is us. Like, for real. Like, you've just had opportunities. A lot of teams. Newcastle had an opportunity last season. Do you know what I'm saying? Opportunities come. Leicester had an opportunity and they took it.
You
Do you know what
don't
I'm saying?
think that
Leicester
Poch
just
team was
took.
good enough? Big preach. You don't think that Poch team was good enough?
No,
Kane
not
and
yet.
Son, the two best strikers in the league ever.
Yeah, well done. No, not yet.
We had the best defense as well.
The best
Yeah,
defense. in the
remember
league.
Leicester.
Let's not
Remember
forget
Leicester.
that.
Remember Leicester
Yeah,
won
yeah,
the league.
so,
You know. Remember Leicester won the league.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
heartbreak
but we
for us.
were. That
No,
was
but
us.
remember-
But we
you
let that
wasn't-
go.
Was you expected? What do you mean let it go? You was never
You know,
expected to win.
We were the
win it.
only team.
Nor
We were the
were
only
they,
team
though.
chasing.
Nor were they.
We were the only team chasing them.
You both
it's
had an
true.
opportunity. You both had an opportunity in front of you because majority of the other teams was playing poorly. Leicester
Yeah.
just took it. That weren't heartache. You weren't. If all the
No,
other
no,
teams
no,
played
no.
well,
Big-
it would have
big
just been a
preach.
normal
Hold on a
season
minute.
for
Hold
you.
on.
Battle of the Bridge was heartache, bro. I'm telling
Bro,
you.
Battle of the
You know the
Bridge.
problem is, yeah,
Listen,
he's
you lot are
been
reaching-
successful,
you
innit?
lot
He
are
don't know what
reaching
heartbreak is,
in
innit?
every area of being a
Nah,
Spurs
bro.
fan. You lot reach for things. You're reaching
That's
for
not a reach,
pain.
bro. We were in a genuine
Reaching for
title race.
respect. Bruv,
We were in a
you lot
title
Not
just-
only are we shit, not
Bruv,
only are we shit, not only do we bottle it, now I'm being told you don't know what heartache is. I can't take any more, bro. I can't take any more.
You weren't
You're
even
not
You know what
No,
it is, yeah?
man.
You know what it is, innit? He's
You're
been
not shit.
successful
Right,
on a
you-
recent, like, look, the problem with other fans telling man that this is not heartbreak. I've been 15 years without no trophy,
Bruv, if
and
you-
I've
you-
seen
bruv,
all
let me
the
tell you
top
something.
sides: Arsenal,
I get-
Chelsea,
well,
Liverpool,
bruv,
Man,
I get
Leicester,
what you're
West
saying.
Ham, all win
Portsmouth,
something.
Wigan, Leicester.
Let me
You
tell
see my
something,
point?
fam.
So that's
No,
heartbreak,
listen,
bro.
Listen, see if
Portsmouth.
every Christmas
You're
yeah,
talking to the wrong
you get-
fans, man. You're
Listen,
talking to
no,
the wrong
listen.
fans.
See if every Christmas you get coal for a present, yeah. Every
Go
Christmas,
15 years without a trophy, bro.
yeah, but
then
no.
you
But
know
what I'm
what
saying is,
heartbreak is, man.
every
There's
Christmas,
no
you're
Christmas
just-
at Tottenham. We don't get
Well, I'm
Christmas.
just saying
We
you're
don't
just
get
used to
Christmas.
getting cold. I'm just saying you're used to getting cold. If you've always been getting gold, and then one time you get cold, that hurts. You get me? If you've been spoon fed your whole life, and then all of a sudden you got to work for yourself, that hurts. You lot have always been at
You
that
know what?
level.
You know what is
Now
even
you're
worse,
saying-
innit?
Now you're saying Spurs never used to win trophies. We did. We used
No, I
to
never
win
said
trophies.
that. You're reaching. What I'm trying to say is you haven't had real. I'm telling you this. You have not had a season like Arsenal did last season.
I think that Leicester one was killer for us, man.
No,
I think
that
was
that
killer.
season
No.
was not like Arsenal this season.
We died off roundabout. We died off with 3-4 games to go. The same
With
as
the
Arsenal
Chelsea
last
game.
year.
The Chelsea
The
game
Chelsea
was what
game,
killed
we
us.
You mean only in terms of leagues, preach? Because I'd say that I hear what you're saying about because last year hurt, but I'm not. I didn't feel from losing the Champions League final and how much it gets thrown in my face. I could imagine how much Spurs losing that Champions League final fucking hurt as well.
Yeah, but they
We're
were playing
desperate
against.
as well.
Bruv, they
Don't
were
forget,
playing
we're
against.
desperate.
Bruv, they
We're
were playing
desperate as
against
well.
us. You know who just. Do
You
get
know what
me?
it is? I understand what you're saying, P, but we're trauma. What's it? Trauma. Because
Imbalance.
in comparison to you, I hear what you're saying, but then you can't. How them man's
You
playing
haven't been
against
15 years
is
without a
relevant
trophy,
to them,
brother.
innit?
That's not what heartbreak is.
Hey,
We
you
just
know
want to
what you're doing
see
here?
some armpits. You know what the trophies I'm looking? I'm a young fan. The
You could have
trophies
just
I'm
wanna see some
celebrating is
armpits.
Audi Cup. Come on. I'm celebrating Audi Cup. When we won that shit, I ran around my house like I won the World Cup, bruv. Because I haven't seen trophies in a while, bruv. So
Do you know what you're doing?
I-
Do you know what you're doing? Right?
No, but you know,
This is what you're doing.
no, you're not
No,
listening.
you're
No,
used- no, I'll
you
tell
know
you what
where
you're doing.
I know where
I
I
know
got
what
the
you're
mistake
doing.
wrong. Listen to the mistake that I made most probably made, yeah, because you're using your personal experience. Yeah?
comments.
But I'm trying to talk about. I'm trying to talk about. I'm trying to talk about. Yeah, I'm trying to talk about as a team, as a squad, getting all the way. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like the expectation of your team. Do you get me? Like to do.
Preach.
Like I get what you're saying. Like you ain't
This
seen.
is what you're
You ain't
doing.
seen
This is what you're
greatness.
doing. Like, this is what you're doing. You're a guy that's used to picking up girls at the club, taking them home, doing your thing, right? You're used to it. And then you hit a dry patch, and you pick up a girl, you take her home. She's like, "Nah, I'm not interested actually," and that's heartache for you because you're used to taking that girl home, right? You're talking to virgins now. We don't know what it's like. We have no idea what it's like.
Thank you.
And the one time we bring her home, she falls asleep. Right? We are so desperate to get this off our back. We're so desperate to pop that cherry that we are constantly in heartache, bro. Do you understand? We're a different breed.
Yeah, but you know, you're right, Stalish. But you know what he's saying, yeah? He said you don't even know what pum feels like. So
Yeah, you don't know. Like you haven't had the heartbreak.
You're right. Yes.
You don't
Okay.
know
I
what
agree.
it feels
Yes.
like.
You don't know what
Like,
pum feels like.
But that doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt as much.
It don't
Though.
mean,
You know what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with that.
I want to know the feeling.
Yeah,
I want to know the feeling.
We've worked it out. We've connected it now. This is all I'm saying is you've got to hit that level first and have the heartbreak there.
But the problem is we're never going to hit that level.
I hate to sound philosophical, yeah, because I had to hold my inner Buddha for our unsuccessful years, yeah. I had to, because you know what it is, yeah. I got the abuse as well. You don't win nothing. I had to sit down at home in a dark room and one day, yeah, go to myself.
But wait, sorry, bro. Chinks, carry on. Just pause for a second. Carry on after. I'm just going to make a slight comment. But you're talking about a stint where you've not won no trophies. You've gone from not winning trophies to challenging again, and we still haven't won trophies, bro. We're still in this dying. Listen, bro. Man, we're never going to win. We're a failure. But carry on with what you're saying.
I wouldn't go that far, man.
We are a failure.
Before Levy come to the club, we used to win, on average, one trophy every 5 years. We were known as like the Cup Kings. We had the record for the FA Cup. The last 25 years, it's been horrendous, man. Horrendous on all fronts. League Cup, FA Cup, anything. You name it. Shocking. Shocking.
But is that not because now this is why I don't subscribe to the whole trophies or nothing thing, yeah, because it's a sad, depressing fucking life, especially when all this shit is like, bro, you lot are on it, like, bro. Do you know what I felt like when Chelsea had the money and were just kicking the shit out of us all the time? Do you know how that felt? Do you know how that fucking felt?
But at least you were winning trophies.
I had to get in alignment and sit down in a dark room, bro. I think, why do I support this team? Because it ain't trophies. I realized, you lot. I got an Uncle Jason, yeah, who was a superhero to me when I was growing up, and he's the reason I support Arsenal. I had to sit down and talk to him. That nigga smokes drugs now. You know, I had to sit down and phone my drug addict uncle and have a reason with him about this Arsenal stuff and just get over this whole trophy thing, bro. If it's only trophies, bro, it's gonna be depressing. I'm telling you.
See, the problem is, isn't it? Teams build their success off of trophies. It's silverware. Silverware is what is successful, in my opinion. That's the standard. If you're not winning silverware, you're not a successful team.
And
so, since
you know
Levy,
what, TJ, I would say you're a better fan. Like, see, like man who support, I don't know, like their local team, like Wigan or Oldham. I respect that. Do you get what I mean? Because man can never call you a glory hunter. Like these people,
call us glory hunters. No way.
But you see, you know when it's a genuine, like, your love for your team and stuff like that. Some people only support. Like, I don't respect no City fans.
Nah, man, we're fucking idiots.
Like, if you're a City fan and you're under, I don't know, 47, I don't respect you. Do you know what I mean? I just look at you as a glory hunter.
I have 4 kids and have 2 baby mamas. Trust me. I hope we have kids. I hope we get trophies. But at this point, the way it's going, bruv, everybody is just winning around me. And we're even talking about Aston Villa in the title race next year. Listen, bruv, it's all bad,
TJ,
man.
people in the comments say we got Dusty Cox. We've got Dusty Cox.
Hey,
This is what's wrong with it, Stelios. This is why you can't. They don't want the best for you. This is why I push back against opposing fans so badly because they'll.
Bro, I don't want to be a priest. I don't want to be a priest.
And you know what makes it worse? Certain fans think this is all roses and daisies. I don't understand what they're watching. I'm seeing it because I don't go to the games because I work on Saturday. I can't tell you what I do. I'll tell you off stream in it, but I do something for Spurs, innit? Put it like that, innit? But people think it's all roses and daisies, bruv. It's not, man. They need to wake up, wash their face, and get to reality. Until the owners get out of our club, you know what? In fact, until the whole fucking board goes, the whole structure needs to just disappear. Start over, man.
No, but
start over.
Before you cut it, Ash, as much as I hear what you're saying, but you got to put some respect on the stadium. The stadium.
I don't care about that shit.
No, but that's gonna.
We were told moving into the Spurs stadium was gonna make us rich, and we still don't fucking sign the players. We're still signing Werners and Johnsons. Yeah, but come on, man. Stop it, man.
You ain't paid off for it, though. No, think about it,
man.
No, but you got to pay for it, though. You ain't even paid for it, Ash.
We're too busy focused on Lady Gaga and boxing matches, and now the F1 and the NFL. We don't really care about the football team.
From Spurs, I got an email from Spurs today saying, dear Stelios, when you make your way to the game on Sunday for the North London derby, please use a different entrance because we've now boarded up your section to build our new hotel.
It's money, though, bro. They're making revenues to make more money because the teams that have been winning the two most successful teams.
I'm not getting richer.
20 years,
I'm not seeing that.
No, but I mean, for the club, look, City and Chelsea are the most successful.
But TJ just told you we're signing Timo Werner's, bro.
Yeah, because you got. How long have you had the stadium? Look, after we got the Emirates, you know how many years? But we had to sell our best player for a long time, for several years.
We spent 65 million on Richarlison.
Yeah, but that was set up. We spent 72 on fucking Pep instead of Zaha, but we all know because it was a bright house still. Do you know what I mean? That's the only reason we got it because it was a layaway.
Richarlison was good. We thought Richarlison was good.
I guarantee you didn't pay that 65 straight away up front. It was because the way the deal was set up that it was more feasible.
Guys,
I don't know.
We can go on forever, but I think it's time to end the show. And what a North London pump up that was, boy. Jeez! Really put on the guys to pump up the North London derby, you know.
You lot could actually win, though.
They're not saying that. Anyway.
I don't think so, man.
Who is Big Preacher? Big Preacher, you a gooner?
No, Liverpool, Bobby. Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool. Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
yeah. So
that is.
Big up to everyone in the comments. As always, man.
Yeah, comments was on point to me. Oh.
Hey, so anyway, it's a lot. But yeah, listen. I ain't gonna say too much here. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe here. And big up to everyone that come on because there's a lot of fraudulence is going on at the moment. People are talking smack, people are hiding. I don't know what's going on because certain men were meant to be here. I don't know in it, but we move in it. We move. Yeah, but as always, guys. Oh yeah, before I go, where can I find any last words between you guys? Chinks, what's any last words to finish off the show?
Big up, man. Big up everyone there. Thanks for having me, man. You find me here, man, every Wednesday, man. I love it. Big up the Spurs. Yeah.
What are you telling me, man? Any final words, bro?
Yeah. Same as well. You'll find me here Wednesdays. Big up Arsenal, because if it's not us, it's got to be you, man.
Sorry, Pete. I don't think it's over yet for you lot, you know. I don't know everyone's writing you lot off already.
Terms, but either way,
but
if it's not us, it's got to be you. And so hold it. Hey. Sorry, Spurs. Sorry. I know.
Whatever, innit? So don't be sorry, bro. Hey, TJ, we tell him.
Big up everybody, man. Thanks for having me on, Ash. I'm back here on Friday. for the Arsenal preview. So make sure you, man, jump on Spurs Kings TV. You can also follow my channel, Spursy Talks. It's probably in the description. And yeah, man, that's basically it, man.
And Stelios.
Yeah, no, big up Chinks.
Big up, man.
Big P, TJ, Ash, thank you, man. That was a good show, good fun. Big up the comments and Virgins for life.
Hey, does anyone think before we go that we could potentially beat City?
Knowing us,
Knowing us,
we will do that.
Yes,
You're their
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Knowing